So we're kicking off with Husafeld.
I don't know why.
Okay, so it's best to watch the screen because there's about a 2-second lag off the...
Yeah. 2-second lag from reality.
Yes.
Oh, it's another rep. No, it's not. Oh, this gazebo's taking a kicking, man.
No, she's alright now. She's going to be fine.
Aye. Hold.
I've tied that one down there, and that's tied to that. So don't jinx it now. We've had it happen before.
The big man's tall enough, he can just hold it there.
Aye.
So where are you going?
See if he can hold his arm up long enough, though. That's the thing.
So what's the technical? What are the technical calling this? Is it Ultimate Strongman, Scotland's Strongest Man? What does
UKSA.
UKSA, Scotland's Strongest Man. United Kingdom Strength
Association.
Okay.
At least I'm presuming that's what it's...
I think that's what we're rolling with, though. That's what we've rolled with in all our other market in UKSA, Scotland's Strongest
Hell,
Man.
Ben's got the kilt on and everything.
Just flashing my wash in there. Let's on the leg of that Cerberus. Wilson say. Big Glenn's tongue's too big for his mouth.
Don't say that live stream, man. Aye.
You know what I'm like? I'll be worse.
Aye.
Welcome here to Jedburgh. Jedburgh.
I wonder what the rabbit's for on the signs. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Maybe it's a mascot or something.
Rabbit.
Maybe it's like Gangs of New York and all the dead rabbits, the dead rabbies.
Carl, does Free know what he's doing?
No. What are you doing, man?
Trying to
Disconfigurate.
That cable is a fucking shambles, man. That cable is a riot. I went from Arnold to South African now.
Oh, Free
Get
loves
to
it
the
when you...
chopper.
Free loves the South African accent impression, don't you? Hey, bro!
That cable needs diplomatic immunity, man. That cable's fucking wet. You make sure you don't get an electric shock. We don't want you getting burned, man. No signal. Turn that off, Andy's talking shit.
Hope the signal's not going to all of a sudden start to fuck about.
Oh. So I've drove 2 hours for this shit. Behind a fucking horse box.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was I got stuck. The minute I hit muscle brow, we got stuck behind this horse box. And it would not move. It would not move.
No, we left at 5 this morning and drove down.
Lovely, lovely.
Brutal.
Well,
I gotta say it was brutal. I slept in the front seat, so
Aye.
Cal drove.
Yeah, fucking Muggins here, always driving.
Oh, I drove back all the way from Birmingham, remember?
I love that. I love that passenger that just decides to sleep there.
Yeah, you're like, listen, mate, don't fall asleep because I need you to keep me awake so I can fucking don't kill us. 2 minutes later.
But it's I was driving back from my British Championships one time in Bath, and it was Duncan Nowitzki, Ken's younger brother, and I were in this van, and I had a particularly bad day, and I needed someone to vent my angst to about it. You know, I was like, fuck it, and he fell asleep for about 6 hours. Like, you prick!
Blimey, this stand. Absolutely brilliant. Glenn, I'll tell you what, I'm sitting up in the stand here. This is one of the best views of the Strongman arena.
Yeah!
I've been there for a very, very long
Pack
time.
a view.
Absolutely beautiful. Are you ready,
Yeah.
Scotland? Are you ready?
He's a lot better than he used to be because he was fucking unbearable a few years back.
Unbearable is the term now.
Yeah.
Scream if you want to go faster!
Strongest man. 2019. Glenn's got his kilt on. Glenn, he's ready.
Glenn looks like one of the whiskey barrels with that kilt on, look. Actually, he looks like somebody's loaded a sandbag onto a whiskey barrel. Not a Cerberus sandbag, of course.
He's got his t-shirt cannon out.
Did you see this yesterday?
What's that?
The Queen's introduced the leaders by Prime Minister each
Miss Angela Merkel from Germany.
Germany. She must have took part.
What you doing, Furry? Have we got a cover for the camera today? Are you going to take the umbrella with you? So you're going to be like that?
I just missed.
He does that.
Has he got a t-shirt?
Oh, he's got a t-shirt.
He does this all the time. He always misses. It always goes this. And
I'm just trying to sit with t-shirt's hair. Aim it higher, Glenn. Count for trajectory.
What for there?
right over the roof! Right over the roof! He was doing this last time, do you not remember, Carl? Yeah. Shooting it all
Well,
over
that gun
the place.
is either like goes boop, or like
there's no middle ground in it. Do you want me to shoot you with a t-shirt?
yeah. 1 minute you're fucking knocking over a toddler, the other minute it's like
Doesn't make it past the thing. Glenn, your t-shirts are not working. I'm gonna shoot you with a t-shirt.
Come on, can we do this one? Come on, let's get this one up there. Here we go.
free. What battery have you got on the monitor? Do you want the other new big one? Okay, well I've got it here if you need it.
You know
Oh,
what's
because we've got
first?
4 now, don't we?
Oh, Footy, you know what's first, yeah? The Husafeld stones, the blue covered stones.
Husafeld stone.
They're going to start there. I don't know if it's, I think, is it?
Max distance.
Just hit go live. Go live there, please. I'll turn on my.
Okay. I think we're almost ready to go. So thank you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Strongest Man 2019 coming to you from Ultimate Strongman. We're about to introduce our athletes. We've got 5 grueling tests of strength. We've got a wonderful halftime show. It's a fun, packed day for all the family, and I hope you enjoy it. Timer, take it away.
The Piper getting the competition underway in traditional fashion.
There's Jack, Scott Mullin.
weather's just perfect conditions.
Good Scottish weather, as I say.
Yes, a bit of drizzle.
And the champion from last year, Bad Boy Benton.
So now you can see our athletes being piped on, and will be introduced, no doubt, by Glenn Ross to the crowd. So we get 7 athletes in total here today.
For those of you who've just joined us, we are live here in Jedburgh, near the Scottish borders, for the UKSA Scotland's Strongest Man 2019. We're just about having the opening ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scotland's Strongest Man 2019, coming to you from Ultimate Strongman. Introducing our first athlete. Let's give a big round of applause for Lewis Jack! Our next athlete, folks, made the UK's Strongest Man final day, hoping to make it back and make the podium for Scotland. Let's hear for one of our favourites today, Scott Mullin!
Scott Mullin, one of your big favourites.
Our next athlete, folks, qualified coming through our novice ranks. He's the current novice UK Strongest Man. He's now in the pro ranks, competing here today. Let's hear for the awesome Charlie Ledger.
Charlie's first big major competition. Son of one of the promoters, Billy Little.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next competitor qualified for the UK Strongest Man 2 years ago. Looking to do it again. He holds the record, the UK record in the Husabel Stone.
One of the big favourites, my dark horse for the competition today, gents. It was Ryan Reid.
Ryan Reid seems to be in really good form. Great at this qualifier.
Yep, I watched him in action at the British Pipe Band Championships a couple of weeks ago, and he was on form, very on form. My dark horse for the competition, gents.
This here for the awesome Ronald.
Young Ronald, just back from a major pec tear, really bad injury. Should hopefully back to full fitness.
Still quite a young lad. Ronald's only just out of the juniors, I think. He's about 25, 26 now.
Yep, 20, I think he's only 24 actually, 24.
Okay.
Bren's back. Bren's done Scotland's Strongest Man a few times. I think he was a podium place a few times at this competition before as well. He's finished top 3s, made UKs before.
He is the current UKSA Scotland's Strongest Man. This here for the awesome Bad Boy Benton.
Yep, this is a defending champion, Paul, the Bad Boy Benton.
Ladies and gentlemen, your events today will be the Husabel Stone.
So he's probably the favourite for today.
Yes, purely on experience in previous competitions, yeah.
Event will be the deadlift from maximum, starting at 280, going up to enormous weights of 300 to 350 kilos plus. After that, there'll be the farmer's walk. These massive frames, steel beams, have to be carried up the course. 320 kilos, 160 kilos in each hand.
I'd say it's quite a nice pitch here at Jedburgh, this RFC.
Yep, it's a beautiful setting, set up beautiful for some very good events. All the events bar deadlift head to head. Great equipment, great setting, good little crowd here watching. Set up for a beautiful competition today, gents. Going to run efficiently. We're going to see some great action.
Champion, are you ready? Let's get it on.
We've got the typical weather elements in Scotland. We get some rain coming down, but it shouldn't affect the guys too much. They're all used to this type of weather, and if the deadlift's first, it shouldn't affect the deadlift in the slightest. Hopefully, once the deadlift's out of the way. So is it deadlift first, Jay? Was that Glenn said?
Yeah, deadlift. I think there's slight change, obviously.
Yeah,
Maybe going with deadlift.
We're going to go with deadlift first, I think, purely on the basis of the weather conditions. The driving rain won't affect the deadlift. And then hopefully, once the deadlift's been taken out of the equation and we've established the winner of that particular event, the weather conditions will be more favourable to the moving events. But yeah, my top three for today, gents: Ryan Reid, Scott Mullin and Paul Benton. That's your three guys, I think, that are going to battle it out for the title here.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I think so as well. Yeah.
The events suit probably Ryan Reid with the frame carry, the Husserfeld. He's as good as Scott and Paul on the stones. I think the key factor will be how Ryan does in the log and the deadlift, the static events. If he can hang with Paul in the static events, I think there's a good chance he can take this title away from him. But with Paul being the most experienced on the field and he is the defending champion, Paul still is the man to beat. But we both know, gents, that anything can happen over the space of a strongman comp. Accidents, injuries, mistakes do happen. So
I believe Paul's also been having some problems with his gut recently. I'm not sure how his current status is, but
yeah, I'm sure he's trained well for this comp. He's proud of the fact he is defending champion. He wants to go to UK's strongest man, just like the rest of the guys here. It's a great competition, a competition I competed myself four times in, and they'll all be fighting hard. I actually coach Scott Mullin as well, and Scott's here for one purpose and one purpose only, to win. So
yeah, good, yeah.
And I think Scott's got the ability. Again, it depends on how he performs over the 6 events. His deadlift's not been as good as it has been in the past. That's why he's asked me for some assistance.
So what numbers are we looking at today then? What Trenton will take the win, weight-wise, in deadlift? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Paul will be the man to beat in this. I think Scott's got a 320, 330 in him. The plates look good. The bar, I don't know if the bar's a deadlift bar or not, but I think Scott's got about 330 in him. Ryan's about the same. Bren, I don't know, and then Ronald, I don't think's got those kind of numbers in him. But I think Paul will take the win in this one with around about 340, 350, if it's there, of course. If it's there, we don't know what form he's in. But anything can happen. Scott Mullin in particular is the kind of guy that can train deadlift every week in the gym and then bring something out on comp day that he never had ever in the gym. You know, he's a big time player. So is Ryan as well, and they may pull something that they don't think's there themselves. The adrenaline, the occasion in this environment, and obviously the motivation as well. But I think Paul should be the favourite. I've competed against Paul in the deadlift before in powerlifting conditions, and he's a much better strongman deadlifter than he is in powerlifting. Put him a bit of straps and a hitch, and I think he's got some good numbers on him. So
our first athlete out in lane 1 will be Lewis Jack.
Right, so we're switching back to Sutherland now. Due to the weather, ladies and gentlemen, I should emphasise, due to the weather conditions, we're changing the events around, and the weather, the rain's just come off there completely. So I think they want to do the Husserfeld stone just in the interest of safety.
it's remarkable weather. I mean, it was pouring down for a few seconds there now, as if it never rained, you know.
Typical
Scottish weather, eh?
Typical Scottish weather.
It's just summer every day.
Now this event's a great event, gents. This is a horrible event that no one likes. No one likes to train, and it's all about pain tolerance and just ability to move under the restriction.
One of the bbest to watch, though. I think it's really entertaining head to head.
Brutal. These particular stones are really difficult as well because they're manufactured rather than natural. And
slippier.
The dimensions of them are bigger. They're difficult to handle. But the man to beat in this is Ryan Reid. Ryan Reid is incredible. Ryan Reid comes from a rugby background, and he's got a very, very good engine on him. And he's very mobile. And I competed with Ryan Reid at a team event in Ireland, and we had 180 kilo, 400 pound Roosevelt stone, and he literally just kept running with it for fun. I think he did 100 metres. So I don't see anyone beating Ryan Reid at this, which this event being changed to the first one really suits Ryan, because that means he's going to get the honour of going last in the next event as well, which for the tactical capacity that will suit Ryan Reid. But yeah, this is a good event. It's on grass, soft grass as well, which makes it much more difficult because every step's more compressed. Basically, you've got to pick this up, gents. You've got to put it on your chest. You've got to get a good couple of breaths in, and then you've got to move with what air you've got in there. The guys will start leaning back as they're getting tired, which puts all the strain on the hamstrings, and when the hamstrings go, it's game over. Sometimes guys try and readjust their grip. They sit down, take a knee, try, but it never works. Once you're gone in this event.
So pick-up's the key. This first bit then is the...
Sometimes when I'm being honest with you, gents, it's better to just grab it and go. Sometimes if you overfaff and you're not happy with your grip, it can mess with your head, it can mess with your setup. Sometimes it's better just to grab it and just go. Just hold on, switch off, and give it 100%.
He's looking good.
Down the runway, bit of rain, first time, sham up Scotland, it's going to be only that, it's great noise, he can really hear you out here, he can turn.
So he's done one turn.
The referee's coming on that line, and
as you can see, the sheer dimensions of it are so difficult. What a stress in the biceps, lower back, and you see when it goes, it goes. But that's the marker for everyone else. That's the marker for the next three pairings, gents. Looks about a length and a half, we'd say,
Yeah, I'd agree, yeah.
What have we got there, 20 metres? Is that 25 metres?
Yes, 20, I think they are, 20 metre runs.
You're looking about 31 metres, 30 metres.
Making the turn with that massive weight, 400 pounds, 183 kilos of Roosevelt stone. It's originating from Iceland, did you know that, Martin? Yes, so you mentioned it a couple
I don't fancy
of times,
resetting these stones myself.
and they say that a
Yes.
farmer's daughter
To drop a bit of self-indulgence in there, gents, actually. In a month's time, I'm actually flying to Iceland to actually lift the real Roosevelt Stone Iceland for my birthday. It's on my bucket list since I've been involved in strength sports. So
that's one of the big ones. That'll be.
Yeah, I've lifted pretty much all the manhood stones in Scotland.
Are you? I don't know how close it is, but you're going to try that. Is it full strong and
Full
half
styrker.
strong?
We'll see if time permits, but I want to try and get a workout in Hartfall's gym. I've got loads of friends over there that I know from powerlifting and strongman. So I'm there for 4 days, so I'm going to try and squeeze it in. One of the things I want to do is I want to go visit John Paul Sigmarsson's grave. Just to pay respects to the greatest of all time. And my good friend Charlie Blair Oliphant, who makes the Ardblair stones, has actually made a small Maglashan stone engraved with Sigmarsson on it. So I'm going to leave that at his grave if I'm allowed to do so, just as a homage from the legend from Iceland that spent most of his career residing in Scotland and who is synonymous with the manhood stone. So so that'll be good fun.
Okay, here we go. And the next one's Scott coming out next.
So this is our first pairing now. We have Scott Mullin, one of the big favourites, as we said. Scott's 50-50 in this kind of event. I think Scott would have preferred to be going head-to-head with perhaps Scott or Paul as a tracker to try and give him something, a pacer horse as such.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how Charlie gets on.
And we've got the novice boy.
Son of Billy Little. Thrown in at the deep end.
Ladies and
There's no better way sometimes, is there?
Yeah, that's it. Sink or swim, baby.
Yeah.
It's hard to swim with 400 pound Roosevelt stone.
Well,
Scott needs a minimum of third place in this year. Scott's title challenge has been derailed in day one. Event one, sorry, I beg your pardon. So this is a big event for Scott. I've got a feeling that this is the one Scott's looking forward to the least. Scott could be very 50-50. He can either take us 10 metres or 60 metres, gents. So
He's getting away.
again, he's grabbed it and he's just going to go.
He's moving well though.
Yeah, he's got a good setup. He suits him.
good
He's a
pace.
tall man. He's a 6'3", 6'4" kind of man. So that suits him. You can see he's not affecting his quadriceps.
I think grip's going to affect the young lads soon.
Yeah, but now he's in the lead. That's the main thing. He's hitting 40. He really wants another. He wants at least another turn with us here. He wants 60 metres.
He's looking good for it.
He's doing good, Scott. As you can see, he's starting to slow and he's leaning back now. All the emphasis is going on the hamstrings. The stone's starting to get lower and lower. Now, he's going to try and take an adjustment. Again, I told you before I started that never works. It never works. It's better to just go. Should I maybe just try to make it over that line there, even push it over the line? But he'll be happy with that. I think that should. I don't know what Bren can do in this event, but that should get him, I think, third place. And it'll be close for second place at the moment as well with Charlie and the first athlete. Sorry, Lee. Was it Lee? Wasn't it?
Yes, first guy.
Yeah. Scott should have just kept moving there. Should have at least made sure he got over that line for the 60 on the button. But he'll be happy with that.
Give the Piper a round of applause. Okay, just a couple of minutes to set up, folks. We've got our next two athletes. Rain, go away, come back another day.
Andy sees the man. Damn right, I'm. Damn right. You know I'm the man.
Some support there for Scott as well.
Yeah.
English with what rain was like, Martin. Real warriors.
Yeah. There's live streams and then there's Andy Kearney involved live streams. You're welcome. Switch off whatever you're doing, guys. I got your back today. We got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of you listening, obviously you probably twigged by now, we've got Andy Kearney on the live stream. It's the unmistakable voice of Andy Kearney.
Dulcet tones.
Dulcet tones.
The voice of Highland Games, powerlifting, strongman.
And you've got Callum and Pete from Cerberus. Somewhat less important, but also on the live stream.
Hello.
Hey, we're a team. It's a duo. But yeah, gents, there's some good entertainment today. Just so you know, I actually won this competition twice, gents. I don't know if you mentioned that. I'm 2 times champion of this competition.
It's funny, I was waiting for a quiet moment to ask you this.
Yeah, I was runner-up the first year. Stuart Murray beat me in 2006. Great battle with Stuart Murray. Schooled me though. I was just a pup at that point. Stuart beat me fair and square. Then I won it 2 years in a row. And then unfortunately the 4th year I did it, I was beaten the very last stone by a gentleman called Lewis McLean, my good friend, but at the time very much my nemesis. Beat me, so I was twice runner-up, twice winner of this competition, which meant I got the honour of going to UK's Strongest Man 4 years in a row and be on TV, and it was one of the highlights of my career highlights of my strongman season. UK's, it was great fun, you know. Competed with some absolute legends: Terry Hollins, Jimmy Marcoux, Glenn Ross, Mark Westerby, Dave Neer, all these legends. It was a great stage in my lifting career. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, athletes, stand tall for the man.
Okay, so we got Ryan up and
Ronald
Yep.
Young.
Both evenly, probably size and body weight, by the looks of it. Ryan and Ronald, just about maybe 6 foot tall, would you say?
Yeah, about, yeah.
Not built for this event at all.
Ladies and gentlemen,
First of our Cerberus athletes as well. I think
Yes.
come out, Ryan.
it's a stone carry.
Ryan's the man to beat in this weight to same as it. You can see how relaxed he is. Look, he's not phased. He's not focused. He knows this is his banker.
In lane 2, Ronald.
Ronald's more pensive, getting a grip, making sure he's got a feel for this stone. Body language with the two athletes are so different. I don't know what Ronald can do in this, but he knows he's got two. He'll be looking to get past that 30 odd metres, maybe 2 lengths, and that'll get him some solid points. But Ryan's not even picked it up yet.
I don't think Ryan is going to pick it up.
Ryan's just playing tactics. He's being a smart bum. Ryan's just going to wait until he's finished and then go. There's no time limit. I guess Ryan wants all eyes on him. But that's good from Ronald. That's looking like it's got him good solid points. That's him in second place. Can Ronald perhaps take the lead away from Scott Mullin, which would be bad for Scott? Oh, he's tiring, running about the same as Scott, but he's got the marker now. That's put him in the lead now. And he got the turn now. That should have been what Scott Mullin done. Scott made a mistake, and that could cost him massively.
When those boys are carrying that now, the noise from this crowd.
I think Ryan may have
hamstring or something.
Injury or something.
But why is Ryan not doing this after we've just bummed up your Cerberus athlete?
Well,
Ryan, why are you not doing it? Oh, he's injured. Right, okay, well we've just bummed you up as a favourite. You would have won, you'd get the record in it. We've just bummed you up. Thanks for that, Ryan. So just to let everyone know, Ryan Reid, the favourite for this particular event, and he's an absolute machine at it, is pulling out due to the fact he's got a hamstring tear. So that's unfortunate, but very fortunate for his rivals. And he's no longer my dark horse of the competition because he can't recover.
None of our dark horses, yeah.
I'll just take your money now, Andy.
Yeah, thank you, gents.
But what a run from Ronald.
Yeah, we said before it started, it's better to just grab it and go. Scott Mullin tried to readjust, and it cost him there. Ronald did the opposite. Ronald knew that if he got over that line, anything was a bonus. Not only did he go over the 40 metres, but he turned and got another remeasurement as well, which again is invaluable. And
every inch counts.
Yes, indeed, very much so in a distance event, you know. So this will be our last pairing, gents. The two taller of the athletes, with the exception of perhaps Scott, the two most suited athletes to the event.
At the end of the month, do you think you'll be fit for the Battle of Britain, which is going to be in Doncaster?
100%, yeah, in-game at the Battle of Britain, 100%.
Okay, we've got Team Scotland there, 4 of them, and you won it last time round.
Well, that's what time as well, definitely.
Listen.
So Glenn just explaining to the crowd why Ryan Reid is not doing this event, which is a crying shame for everyone involved because he is the record holder for it in any capacity. And we would have loved to have saw him fly away with probably 4 or 5 tons. But unfortunately he's got an injury in his hamstring.
I believe he said he's saving himself for Battle of Britain, I believe, which he's got coming up pretty soon.
It was on form. I had the pleasure of watching him compete at the British Pipe Band Championships in Paisley in mid-May a few weeks ago, and it was on fire, it was on form. Finished only 1 point behind Luke Stokman in the overall competition, and won one of the events. I think he was second in every other event. It just looked in great form, so it's really unfortunate that he's carrying an injury and we don't get to see the best of the Reedy. But he'll be back for the Battle of Britain.
That was the worst captaincy I've ever seen in my life. It was abysmal. It was absolutely abysmal.
So yeah, we're just doing some interview here for
every week, so I've got to be careful.
Filming the crowd, and then we're going to get the final pairing underway, which will be Paul Benton and Bren Powers. And we know at the moment in the lead that it is Ronald Young. Ronald Young's got about 41 metres, did we say, Carl? Yeah, 41 metres.
Funny thing is, you can't actually see the athletes off camera, but the ones that have just done the stone are all dying.
Yeah, you would be. I mean,
I think Scott Milne's still dying as well.
Yeah, Scott's not got the best recovery at the best of times. Scott looks exhausted walking to the gym, but he still puts the shift in. But yeah, you've got to try and you've never done that. Well, we all get the pleasure of seeing Paul Benton with his top off. That's made my Saturday just a little bit more pleasant. But yeah, Paul never misses a trick. Paul knows all the tactics, all the tricks. Paul knows that concrete stone will stick to his chest better than a t-shirt. So Paul's went taps off, and we'll see if it pays off or not. It should. It's a clever tactic. He's maybe heard as well, perhaps some of the other athletes have said that the Husafelt was slipping on the t-shirts. He's maybe witnessed them, seeing them slipping. But yeah, you can love him or hate him, the bad boy, but he never misses a tactic. Taps off, Bento. This will give us an indication of the form that Paul's in, the defending champion. We know that he's missed a lot of the last 12 months with injury and health problems. But yeah,
that's a strong start.
Very good start.
No messing. He does get very fired up, Paul. When he's good, he's great.
He's got a reasonably low pickup as well compared to the other guys.
Yeah, you can see that there's no restriction on the hamstrings. Paul Benton's now come up to 40 metres. So he knows he needs to get over this line, walk about. Oh, he's done it. So, I thought he was going to maybe try for the record there, but yeah, done enough. So we know, gents, that the 7th places, Ryan Reid was last, Bren Powers was 6th, looks like it was Lee perhaps, 5th, Billy's son, 4th, 3rd place will be Scott Mullin, 2nd Ronald Young, and Paul Benton's took the win in the first event, which sets his title defence up perfectly, gents. I tell you what though, actually, the way he was moving with that, I would have liked to have saw him go head to head with Ryan, because he would have gave him a good run for his money. It looked like he had a bit more in there before he let it go. Yeah. Bren, I think Bren picked it up, didn't breathe properly, maybe got dizzy and just dropped it. It's something I've done myself in the past. Just to pick up that kind of weight, and the blood pressure just drops, and you feel dizzy. Before you know it, you don't feel your legs. You just boom, let go of it. So
yeah, like you said, no one enjoys a front carry. It's pretty.
It's horrendous.
It's always challenging. No
one ever tells you, unless they're very, very good at enjoying a Husafelt or a shield carry or a Conan's wheel. It's very much an aerobic event that the guys with the better fitness always favour. The guys that are less barrel shaped as well, because someone like Glenn or more of a kind of static unit, they have to lean back more to get the shield into position, and then, as I say, it causes more emphasis onto the hamstrings, and then the more you lean back, the more pressure on your lungs, the difficult it is to breathe. So very good first event, world class weights, £400, and we saw a very, very good performance from all the athletes there, but obviously exception of Ryan due to injury, but the guys all gave it 100%, and they're awake and alive now for the rest of the competition. And the elements and the environment didn't stop them there. It was good, perfect conditions. But yeah.
What was your favourite event when you were competing?
I liked overhead stuff. I had a very good grip for a long period in my strongman career, and then for some reason I've damaged one of my fingers and my grip wasn't as good, but I had a really good grip. I liked Atlas stones. I loved overhead press. My nemesis was deadlift. I didn't like it. I was very bad at it at first. I had no background in powerlifting when I started strongman.
Right.
And then I eventually decided, you know what, you can either just accept that you're crap at deadlift, or you can fall in love with it. And I just worked on it, and inevitably I got the biggest deadlift ever by a Scotsman in powerlifting, up until Tom Stoltman just beat it, I think, about a year ago. And I fell in love with deadlift, so that was one of the ironies. Is my grip was brilliant and my deadlift was rubbish, and then eventually my deadlift got brilliant and my grip got rubbish. But yeah, I loved the overhead presses. I was difficult to beat in the overhead. Unfortunately, that's where my career ended. Overhead, I was doing log press for reps at the Arnold Classic in America, Columbus, Ohio, and I blew both my knees out, and that put an end to my strongman career. Yeah, but you know, such is life. No regrets, and I like to describe it as a Happy Gilmore moment, because if you're familiar with the movie Happy Gilmore, he wanted to be an ice hockey player. He couldn't skate but he became a great golfer. Well, I genuinely believe that I was a good strongman. I was one of the better guys in Scotland, and I could hang with the top guys in UKs and Britain. But I switched over to powerlifting after my strongman career ended, and I became a much better powerlifter than I was a strongman. So, so yeah, every cloud's got a silver lining.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And now you're doing these natural stones a lot. We see a lot of you doing the stone lifting around Scotland.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, I love
stones.
that. I love the natural stones. The fact that it's so barbaric and primitive and primal.
The history behind them. So
it's beautiful. They actually, if you've never had the pleasure, or anyone that's watching a live link, it's not actually lifting the stones. It's the journey.
Yeah.
If you set up a stone tour and you go, right, we're going to go lift the Fianna stone, the Glenlyon testing stone, and you drive through Aberfeldy and Perth and everything, and you go down to the Glenlyon, you go through waterfalls and humpback bridges and fields full of deers, and you get to the field and see this 600-year-old stone that's been testing men's strength and ability for centuries. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's the journey that makes it for me. I'm going at a stone tour this weekend, and I'm going to go to the Bervin Stone in Calder, and it's in an abandoned graveyard in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's up in Calder, yeah.
Calder, it's the environment that makes it, the journey that makes it, and I just love the history behind them. It's so primitive. When I meet people in an international capacity, they're always jealous. Like, I'd love to come to Scotland and do the manhood stones,
It's the man himself.
Glenn's coming over to say hello. How are you, Glenn? You're right, you're a big guy.
Yeah.
Happy with that first event?
Yeah, and the crowd's absolutely magnificent, sold out stand. Could hope for better, really. I mean, Jedburgh come out and support it, as of the rest of Scotland, and they seem really up for the show,
Yeah, it's been a good first event. We saw the event there, the event win by Paul Bad Boy Benton. It would have been nice to see him go head to head with Ryan Reid. I think Paul would have gave Ryan a run for his money, even at full fitness.
Did you get the scores there? Who won that? Did you?
Yeah, if it was Paul. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, we've been working him out over here. So good first event. The guys are warmed up and ready to go. Yep. Yeah. Was just telling the live link there of I was 2 times champion in this competition. The first year running up to Stuart Murray, the legend Stuart Murray, and then won it 2 years, and then running up to Lewis McLean. 4 great years involved. Hope we have the scores here. Oh, so it was Scott Mullin that won it.
The second.
Oh.
No, Ronald Young.
Oh.
So let's have a look here. Let's
I beg your
correct
pardon,
these
sorry.
scores. Yeah. I was under the same impression as you, actually, Andy.
Paul Benton let it go. Sorry, we got a revolution out of the way. Oh well, live link. I beg your pardon. Sorry, we've just been given the scores by given the scores by Glenn Ross and Chief Scorekeeper Marcus, and it was actually Ronald Young that won that event there. We beg your pardon. We actually remember I said Paul had to go back up and round?
Yes.
We actually made a mistake there. I beg your pardon, everyone. It was actually Ronald Young that won that. Scott Mullin was second. Scott Mullin could have won that event there.
Very close, actually. 57 metres
so
from Scott.
Looks like Paul Benton's taking a gamble and just done he's settled for third place there. So that was unusual. Why did Paul do that? Paul looked like he clearly had more in him.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
That's an unusual tactic with Paul Benton. I know Paul never misses a trick, and he knows how to play the game tactically. But he was moving comfortable there. I don't know if maybe perhaps Paul Benton misjudged
that.
Yeah, I mean, if we could misjudge it, the guy carrying the 400 pounds could misjudge it.
Yeah, no, indeed.
Well, yeah, folks, just to let you know, Ryan Reid didn't score due to the fact he didn't participate in the event. In 6th place, Bren Powers obviously just picked it up and fainted. 4th place was Lewis Jack. 4th place was Charlie Little.
Well, yeah.
3rd place Paul Benton. 2nd place Scott Mullin, and
first was
Ronald Young. Young Ronald done a fantastic performance. His first ever event here. Former junior champion as well. Coming back from a pec injury, a big serious pec injury, and that event puts a lot of stress on the pectorals. So well done, because you need to squeeze it together.
Yeah.
Puts a lot of stress on them. So well done to young Ronald Young taking the event win, and that's going to suit Scott Mullin, because he's now got 1 point over Paul, his main rival. But I think Scott will be kicking himself there, because Scott could have took that win there. He made a silly mistake trying for that adjustment, and I genuinely believe Scott could have bagged that event. We'll see how that pans out, gents, when we come to the final event, if Scott Mullin's going to miss that point.
That was it. I agree with you. It seemed strange that he stopped it.
Yeah, I think
he definitely had, 100% he had more. He could have definitely gone more.
I genuinely think that Paul Benton's made a mistake there. I'll try and get him over and ask him why, but I think Paul Benton misjudged how far he'd went there. I think he was, because he put it down with arrogance and nonchalant, I've won this.
I think that mark was where he should have done the turn, come back past that mark.
He dropped it with sass. You know, you don't drop a shield with sass when it's you're the defending champion and it's only getting you third place. So that's what an interesting start, gents. We may have.
Yes.
We've got an event win for someone we didn't think could win it with Ronald. Scott Mullin could be kicking himself with that point.
Hey, this is just what you said at the start.
Yeah.
You never know. See, drama. We've got Ryan out, one of the favourites.
Yep.
We've got Paul came third in the first event here now. Like you said, drama.
Wow. The way Scott put it down, Paul put it down. I thought he'd bagged the win. You saw it. He put it down with panache.
There's
Chris Beethan.
Chris Beethan, hello. Luke Stoltman watching. How are you?
Yeah, good. Luke, good luck at World's Strongest Man. Hi, Tom Stoltman. Both former UK finalists as well. Both podium placers.
Yes. Yep.
So, hello, the Stoltman brothers.
Who else we got on the live?
Mark Boyd.
We've got Beefy, Chris Beetham. Hey, Beefy. And so to recap, if you've just joined the live link, ladies and gentlemen, we've done the first event, which is the 400 pounds Husafeld stone carry, and there's been drama. The hot favourite for the event, Ryan Reid, pulled out with an injury. Paul Benton appears to have dropped it too early, assuming that he took the event win, when he hasn't. He's only in third place. Scott Mullin, almost at 60 metres, took a knee, like we said before it, tried to readjust and lost the grip. And then Ronald Young, one of the kind of guys we hadn't pitched for this event, has actually took the event win with 61 metres.
Yeah.
So Ronald Young has got off to a great start.
I think we're looking at deadlift next, the way things looking.
It looks like it's going to be max deadlift.
It's one of the ones I'm looking forward to watching myself, to be honest. I think this will be a very interesting event today.
I think, if I believe the opening event, the opening weight is 208 kilos, which is just over 600 pounds. And then the bar will elevate till we have one man and a deadlift figure that will give the event win. I think Ronald's good for about just over 300 kilo, we'll say. I would like to be proved wrong, but I'll say Ronald's good for about just over 300 kilo. Ryan Reid with a hamstring tear, I don't know. This is very hamstring dominant, so I don't even know what Ryan can do in this.
I think Ryan said, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think he might be sitting out the rest of the whole comp.
Yeah, I think he's just showed up to see how he's felt, and obviously after warming up he's felt he's going to save it. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be a battle between Scott Mullin and Paul Benton. My money will be on Paul. I think Paul's a better deadlifter of the two. Scott has a personal best in this event of about 350 kilos, but his deadlift's been not as consistent, and he's actually came to me for some assistance. I don't know why, but yeah, thinks I know something about deadlifting. But so Scott with straps, adrenaline. I think Scott can do. We'll say 330, 340, gents, right? We'll say, I'll be nice and say 340.
340. I hope we see. Yeah, I think we're going to see some big numbers actually, in spite of the weather.
Yeah, the weather won't affect them in the slightest, because they're going to be strapped to the bar, and the rubber matting, regardless whether it's wet or no, they're driving linearly up the way. So there's no need for the men to hit slip. They may slip if they're using nasty ass, crappy strongman form where they're hitching the bar and everything. That might be a problem. But I think with the compression of 300 kilo pushing down on those mats, I don't think they'll slip. Well, we'll see. And if they do, they've got a nice soft mat to land back on. But yeah, so we've got max deadlift coming up. I think the best deadlift in Scotland is 400 kilo now. I think it's 400 kilo.
Oh yes, yeah, it must be.
The guy, his name escapes me, and I beg your pardon. Please don't take offence to this, but he resides in Northern Ireland, but he's originally from Edinburgh. I think he pulled 400.
I know. Yes, but I don't know the gentleman's name. But I remember what you're talking about.
If anybody is listening on the live link that remembers his name, please put it up, and I'll mention him just purely out of courtesy for the record holder in Scotland in the max deadlift and strongman capacity.
For our Ultimate Strongman Instagram page, follow us at official Ultimate Strongman. Just going to get you all to do a big shout, a big scream.
There's old Kev Doig joining us.
Hi Kev, how are you?
Just when I say welcome to Scotland, if everyone could just go mad and cheer like crazy. Can you do that for me, Scotland? Okay, here we go.
So yeah, we're going to do the max deadlift now, gents.
Jedburgh, Scotland, make some noise!
You can hear the unmistakable tone of Martin. Strongman, yeah! Scream if you want to go faster! Terry Orleans! What big tail, yeah!
You can have the 3XL because you're a big lad.
So that's another
And you can have the XL.
character on the circuit, Martin C. Doing the emceeing today.
Okay.
We've got Glenn giving out some t-shirts and that to the crowd, and you can see in the beautiful rainproof jacket we have Mark Lawson. Mark is actually a former runner-up in UK's Strongest Man. He was second behind Terry Hollands, the man I just mentioned, Martin's good friend. So yeah, Mark was a great strongman back in his day.
Do you know when Terry Hollands is going to come back to Strongman? As he said.
I know Terry. I know Terry to a certain extent. I've known him for a long time. I think Terry's having a wee go at the bodybuilding because he's got the knowledge of his partner, his good lady, and he's just doing it for something different. I think Terry. Me and Terry are about the same age. I think Terry's just turned 40, and I think Terry's got his eyes on doing the Masters circuit now. I think that's Terry's next goal. I think Terry knows that he's not going to win Britain's Strongest Man again. I think Terry knows that he's not good enough, probably these days, to make the final a World's Strongest Man anymore. And I mean that with the greatest respect to Tell. Tell's got nothing to prove, podiumed a couple of times at the Worlds and stuff. But I think Terry's got his eyes now on the Masters circuit because he's still in good shape. He was third, I think, last year, the year before at Britain's.
Yeah.
But I think he needs a new challenge now. I think that's his thinking. That he's going to do a bit of bodybuilding, make himself look in great shape for some beautiful gram pictures, do his girlfriend proud, and then he's going to maybe take on the Masters. And the irony is, most of the guys doing the Masters, Terry knows from Terry's prime, the early millennium and stuff, where he was doing the World Strongman Cup and so on a regular basis.
Do you think we're going to see today? Well, at Ireland's Strongest
Paul,
Man, there was 300.
Paul, can I trouble you? Just get Paul Benton coming over, the defending champion. Paul, what was your thinking there with the Husserfeld stone?
And Cerberus here offered 250.
Hi Paul, how you doing? Sorry, I know you're probably getting in the zone, but what was your thinking there on the Husserfeld stone? We felt that you had plenty more in the tank there.
I've not actually trained that event since UK's last year. And a lot of these guys had been training it for the Scottish qualifier, the other one, for 4 weeks ago. So I, untrained, I just decided I'd go take it easy on this one and focus more on the deadlift, which I've been training.
So essentially, you saved a bit in the tank for the overall competition.
Absolutely, yeah.
So third place was the tactic there, yeah. Right, okay, that's great. That's all I want to know. Thank you.
No problem.
Just getting an insight into Paul's tactics over the competition, and it wasn't a mistake by Paul. It was tactical. Paul clearly looked like he'd mown the tank. That's fair to say. So Paul feels that, I would imagine, over the space of the other 5 events, that he can spare those 2 events. And you'll probably agree with me, gents, that last 10 metres with the Husserfeld stone is the one that does kill you. That's it takes your hamstrings to max effort, and we do need your hamstrings for the rest of the competition. Deadlift, log press clean, stones, frame carry. Yeah. So he's saving his hamstrings. So now we have Bren. Bren's going to do our opening deadlift here of 280 kilos.
Yep.
Bren's been involved in the sport for about 10 years.
First lift now, Scotland. Let's go now. Up we go. Big pole. Up his flies and wow. Easy for our master.
Looked comfortable. Wasn't as easy as perhaps.
Yeah, make that look easy, Glenn.
But Martin's suggesting. But yeah, it looked comfortable. Look, there's another 30-40 kilo on there, gents.
Lewis Jack, locked in.
Lewis, I've not saw deadlift before. I'll be interested. I instantly noticing that he doesn't have deadlift straps,
Yeah.
which is not a good idea. Some guys think, oh, I'll pull it with my hands. I do it in the gym every week like that. But the problem is that his grip's going to be tested, and there's a frame carry in this.
Yeah,
so why use your grip strength up when you're going to need it?
That was quick though. Very quick.
That was rapid. That was good. I think he's going to be right up there in this battle.
Yes, there is.
That was a good 280. That was a speed pull.
Our next event, our next competitor, Charlie Little, locked in.
So now we've got Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie's the smallest guy in height, which always favours deadlift. Biomechanics and levers always favour shorter man, just purely on essentially range of motion. But he is a novice. This is his first time in the big kind of opens. So we'll see what his static power's like. His dad was a good deadlifter, to be fair. I'm sure he's taught him how to deadlift.
280 kilos.
I look good. There's not much more there, I think. There's a 300 there, I think. Depends on the increase, the elevations.
Yes, but up next is the current.
Just joined there by Ryan England. Ryan, if you're still listening, give us a cheeky wee comment.
Just to confirm, this is how you're seeing it, so we're commentating a bit early, should we? Yeah. Well, okay. So we got Ryan England.
Yeah, Ryan England's watching our live stream.
Hi, beautiful.
Long way to go. Is it harder for the
Me and
tall
Ryan
man,
have
Glenn?
fantastic weekends as a powerlifter. Such a
Such
handsome big guy.
Look at what Thor Bjornson's pulling. He is super tall.
Thanks for the chalk, guys.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Paul.
Tall,
Just made my skinny
It's like
jeans
Tony
speckling.
Montana's fucking office desk here.
Don't mess with the bad boy. Hey, take a look at the bad boy. So Paul Benton, let's see how Paul's deadlift's looking. I've not seen much of him training videos or anything, but he says he has been training the deadlift, so let's see what he can do. He has a good strongman deadlifter, to be fair.
Big Paul Benton. Wow. That was fast.
That looked good.
Yeah, easy as well. Quick.
Yeah, look
Next
good.
up is Scott Mullin, locked in. Come on, Scott.
Let's see what Scott can do here. Scott's been training a bit of deadlift with me.
Here comes.
As I say, his best back in, I think, 2015 was 350.
He's got.
But his deadlift's been a bit up and down since then, so. But he is good on the day, Scott, to be fair. He is good.
Couple of sparrows in there,
He brings it on the day with the big events.
which is very kind of
In
him.
his early career, he struggled to maintain his focus over 6 events. But he's a lot more experienced now, so let's see what he can do with 280. He's got a nice second place after the first event. This will give you an indication of how his back's looking.
Okay, Scott Mill. Let's get ready to shut this up, Scotland. Here we go now. Scott Mill. Big pull needed. Up we go. Wow, look at the width of that, my goodness. That's
Good, that's good.
It's easy as well,
Yeah.
yeah. Fast.
Got some,
Make that look easy.
yeah, we got some good opening pulls
Next
for
up is the
confidence.
young pretender that is Ronald.
Now we've got Ronald Young.
Ronald Young.
Ronald, winner of the first event, probably to everyone's surprise, especially again, like not just the fact he's not got a lot of experience, he's only a young pup,
Minute he steps
but
on.
coming back from a major pec tear, that is an event that really does stress your pecs, so that's done well. That has been a good one, so let's see how he can do here with his opening deadlift, taking his time, making sure he's got his straps on perfect. Is that Cerberus straps he's using?
Yeah, they are
Indeed it
indeed.
is.
Yeah, well, they should serve him good today, huh? They should serve him well.
It's ticking, Ronald, come on.
Cerberus straps.
Maybe he's just playing a wee bit of tactics here, Ronald, actually. Slowing it down.
Ronnie Young.
Maybe he's just annoying his opponents, aye.
Here we go now.
Want to make him cool down. So let's see what he can do. He's not a big, massive deadlifter, Rob. I think he's maybe got 700 pounds in him.
Big pull, up it goes. Wow. Locks it out.
That's good. I think 280 was a good choice for opening deadlift.
Yeah.
300 kilos, 660 pounds.
660 pounds, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, what I just hear right now, John, Aidan, the rest of our crew, Marcus as well. Can we have a round of applause for our crewmen, please?
Yeah.
What are we going to now? Is it
Set together.
300?
300 has been elevated to gents. 660 pounds for Americans. For people that are non-metric. 660 pounds, baby. Hoo-wee. It's a big ass weight there we gotta pull. So yeah, so everybody.
Sounds way more though, doesn't it?
Yeah, 660, baby.
Far cooler.
Yeah, damn right. And we got a 700. So yeah, well, everybody's still in. Everybody looked good with the 280. Yeah, let's.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ultimate Strongman at his best.
Let's see what Brent can do here.
Scotland's Strongest Man 2019. The bar is loaded to 300 kilos. Are you ready? Let's get it on.
Crowd are getting really into this, guys, down here in Jedburgh. I'm enjoying it.
Referee looks up.
Great motivation for the athletes.
Minute goes on.
Nice wee venue, actually.
Yeah.
Saw some really good scran being rustled up earlier. Sort of thinking about it now.
Priorities, eh, Carl?
But yeah, now so let's see what Brent can do here. He hitched the bar quite significantly. We should see an ugly hitch, but it's allowed.
Yeah.
It matters none. But it gives you an indication of what he's got, perhaps.
One more attempt on this.
Yeah, I think his 280 was perhaps the weakest of the six guys. But he might get this. He just needs a bit more speed in that mid-range. I think his body language is all wrong and all. It looks like he's not got this in him. The minute he stepped on the platform, we lost Brent. And Lewis Jack is dying to go into this. He is chomping at the bit to pull this 300.
Shows guts, man. Shows guts.
Again, Lewis has decided that he's not going to use straps. This is bad tactics in my opinion. Why use grip strength when there's a grip strength event in the competition? But maybe he's got more grip strength than he needs. Maybe he's got it in abundance, gents. Yeah.
Plenty in the tank, as they say.
His 280 was beautiful. I would say his 280 was perhaps the fastest of everyone.
That'd be good as well.
Oh, no. That wasn't as easy. You can see he's got lockout. His weakness is at a lockout. That he's fast off the floor, but no. I don't think he's got as much more than in the dank as he did. His 280 looked a lot better than that. So let's see Charlie here, the least experienced of all the athletes, being judged by Mark Lawson and his dad. I think he's got this 300 in him, but again, I don't think there's much more there. I don't think there's much more there.
Yeah!
Again, guys, it's the body language. I don't think he believes he's got this 300 in him. You need to go out there, stand on that platform and you own it. No. So we've lost two athletes at 300 and
660 pounds.
Leading Luke
Next up
is
is
good.
the bad boy that is Paul Benton.
So now we have third place finish on the previous event. Paul looked good with the 280. He should look good with the 280. So let's see what he can do here. I've saw him do 10 reps with 300 kilo before, so this shouldn't be a problem.
You're going to be fired up, man. You've got to get yourself
The straps suit his style of deadlifting.
300 kilos up. Stuck in that bar.
So say he needs to get his hands attached to the bar.
With every rep of the strap.
You need to sit right back, drive hard off the floor with your hamstrings and quadriceps. And then once the bar's above your legs, you're allowed to hitch in strongman. So it does suit him. There's a tall guy, he's not built for deadlifting.
We're ready to go.
Got all the elbows in the gym. Got the balance up. Yeah.
And the lift is good, and he looks at the crowd.
So good 300.
And he knows.
Now,
It's going to be one to beat.
we've got Scott Mullin.
Well, he lying in third place.
This is a key. This is a key lift for Scott. He needs this fast to give him the confidence to go 320 plus 330, 340. This is a big lift for Scott in a psychological capacity. If this moves even slightly less fast than he wants, it will, I think, dent his confidence. So he wants a big speed pull here. Paul's playing games and all. Paul's making it look fast, giving him the eyes as he walks past. Paul knows how to psych out an opponent, and that's what he's doing here. He knows that Scott's his big rival in this competition with the absence of Ryan Reid.
Here we go, Scott.
So Scott here doesn't want to get trapped into a psychological battle with Paul. But this, how he pulls this, will be very significant. It's good, but it's not great. Paul's was the fastest. I think Paul's got the winning this event. Paul's body language, Scott's body language is all wrong.
Ronald Young up next.
I think Ronald's got this event to tank. The next one, I'm not sure.
That's a massive surprise. He's here to do the business. Yes, he is.
If we're going to 320 next, I think that might be the end of Ronald.
What's the second person behind him now? And that is you, each and every one of you.
But let's see if we get the 300 first, of course. This will get more big points, gents. If he gets the 300, more big points for Ronald. Ronald's thinking of a podium place now. After that first event, if he gets a good couple of points here, he's got to think, I'm going to hit podium there.
Get ready to roll this up.
He wants to go to UK's strongest man.
Here we go.
Here we go. We have lifted.
Yep, as I called that, he's
Fighting it.
Nope, he's not locked out. Not locked out, unfortunately. That was a big lift for Ronald. Ronald needed that. Ronald wanted that. That would have got him some big points. That would have got him some big points. Would have got him third place, probably. Sorry, fourth place.
Close, actually.
Fourth place, yeah. That was big for Ronald. That was big. Ronald's here to go to UK's strongest man. Ronald is here to finish on the podium, and he wants to go to Belfast and represent Scotland at UK's strongest man. And that deadlift could be a big factor in if that actually happens, gents. So now the bar's being elevated to 320, and we've only got 3 guys left in the competition, gents. Ronald, it wasn't locked out. We're dead.
He's got the crowd behind him though.
The crowd might think so, but Ronald, it wasn't locked out. Suck it up, Buttercup. Should I lock that out, Ronald?
310.
So we're now up to 310 with three athletes left in. We'll reduce the elevation from weight. So now we get 310, just under £700.
310 kilos on the bar. Lewis Jack straight up.
Still looks good though. Pretty quick.
Yeah, it was as good as his 300. But I don't know. I don't know why he's not using straps. So doing a truck pull without rock climbing shoes, you know, it's stupid. You wouldn't get Paul Benton doing it without straps. Now we have Paul. So it's a 3-horse race, ladies and gentlemen. 3-horse race between Paul, Scott, and Lewis.
He stalks, he snarls, he growls. He'll look at that bar.
So now we have the defending champion, Paul Bad Boy Benton, attempting 310 kilograms.
310 kilos.
310 kilos. Shut up.
Let's go now.
What's that in freedom units?
682 pounds. Carol Vorderman of powerlifting. 682, baby. That's good from Paul. That's good. Paul's got plenty more there.
He's got a rival today. He's leading the
Let's have a look at the comments, see what people are saying.
Probably after this event, let's hear it for Scott Mullin. Oh, the classy Scott Mullin.
Our suits allowed today. Don't know if they're allowed or not, Chris, but no one's wearing one.
Yeah.
I think if they were allowed, they would be wearing them, yeah. My suit's allowed, Paul. Was it an option?
No, it wasn't an option.
No suits.
So that's why I'm sure Paul never misses a tactic. So Paul would have his suit on, wouldn't you? If you're allowed it, yeah. And certainly would be wearing straps if you're allowed straps. That's a bad call, we think. Yep, yeah, that was my thinking. But
What are we on just now? 320.
310. Which
So
is
this is
about.
Scott Mullin attempting 310.
Looks pretty good as well.
Big shout out to Karen Sutherland.
Former Scotland's strongest woman.
Hi, Karen.
Lorry driver, I believe she is, isn't she? Truck driver.
Yeah.
She doesn't train much anymore. She kind of just dosses about in a lorry.
Yeah. She's like Sylvester Stallone over the top. She just drives around the lorry.
She's
and
drives around arm wrestling.
Arm wrestles the guys at the Greasy Spoon, you know. She's got a skip hat on. She turns it round. Boom!
Arm wrestling for a bacon roll.
That's it. All these guys are like, bring it on, girl. She just destroys them. Good, Scott. So far, so good.
Want to give nothing away.
So what are we going to next? Did we catch what weight we're going to next? What weight are we going to next?
From Cerberus, ladies and gentlemen.
Scream if you want to go faster.
We've got the legendary 2-time champion of this title, Andy Kearney in the house.
Yay!
Woo! Go, Andy!
Cockney accents over there at the minute.
Legend. Really? Me? Thank you.
He was a man.
One time. Back in the early millennium when Strongman wasn't as good.
Yeah, there's only 3 people doing strongman.
Okay, we're on the next one now. Here we go. 700 pounds.
So we got 320 on now. Right, gents. 3 men
That was
left
easy.
in. Lewis.
That's a massive message.
Another comfortable pull there.
Next up, folks, it's Paul Benton.
Karen's saying, I'm in the gym right now, you buggers.
Yeah.
There's only 3 remain now.
Don't worry, he's Lincoln. Was it Lincoln Hawk, wasn't it? Lincoln Hawk.
Paul knew it.
Yo, Karen, I want to arm wrestle you.
For a bacon roll. I'm sure bacon rolls rhyming slang for something else.
Let's not. Let's just leave it as
Karen, give us my bacon roller.
an actual bacon roll. Okay.
So now we have Paul Bad Boy Benton, 6'4" of sass. Sass and attitude. Never misses a tactic. Says he's been training the deadlift pretty hard. Let's see how this looks, ladies and gentlemen.
Ready to go, get ready to shut this up, Scotland.
The gauntlet has been thrown down by Lewis.
Bad boy.
Can he join him in the 700-pound club? Yep, that's good as well.
A small, great a nod. He wants more.
So now, the other athlete left in the competition,
Scott Mullin.
Colt Bridges, Scott Mullin. I've got to kind of show bias for Scott because I have been coaching him in the deadlift. But he's going to have to work really hard to take this win away from Paul or Lewis. So both these guys are looking strong.
Yeah.
But Scott's in there hanging in. Remember, his best ever deadlift was 350, but he's not hit that in over 4 years. His deadlift's been off form for a few seasons. We'll see how 320 moves. He'll come off the floor quite fast. He'll get it above his knees and he'll start shaking like a shitting dog. But he'll get it locked out. Watch this.
It's not too bad. That's quick
Bad,
still.
yeah, he's used his
Yeah,
hips.
still quick.
That's good.
Last 3 guys all looking strong.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So we saw a hitch, we saw no straps, and then we saw Paul who's using straps and not hitching. Put some straps on, you retard. Right, your grip's getting used in the next event. Sorry guys, I'm arguing with Lewis here. You've never trained with Okay, what's your best ever deadlift? That. Just having a wee off the cuff interview with Lewis here. I've questioned why he's not using straps, and he's informed me it's because he's never used them, and if he used them he wouldn't know what to do with them. And he's also told me that was his lifetime personal best in the deadlift.
What are we going to now? What weight is? Here we go. 330. Okay, 330. Here we go.
330
Getting
kilos.
close to that 340 mark you predicted.
Yes, I thought I had Paul down for 350 with a win at 350, and I had Scott about 330, 340. But Scott's looking good. And Lewis is the unknown quantity, gents. We didn't know what he's capable of. In many respects, Lewis doesn't know what he's capable of, because this will be a lifetime personal best if he gets it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if he can hit 330.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, his hands are going to go.
Got it.
He's got it, but there's not much more there. I don't think there's another jump there. But nonetheless,
Good
a
lift,
lifetime
though.
personal best. Was that your best ever? With your hands opening? Yeah, see, well, there you go. You almost dropped. Imagine he dropped it. Can you imagine the pelters I would have given for the rest of the competition?
So it would have been alien to you. You just wanted to do it as normal. Just do what you do. Listen, how's his crowd helping you right now?
Martin C's going on about straps. Martin, mind your own business. Let the guy do what he wants. Right, but this is what I use straps, doesn't it? Use straps, stupid wee pocket bugger.
So the PTMC.
Well done, Lewis. Well done. Well done. Lifetime personal best. Well done. So he got that, but I don't think there's more left in the tank. But now we have Paul Benton, the defending champion, gents. Paul's wanting his smelling salts. He's flung them over the fence. He done that with Sass as well. Yeah. The only reason he threw them though is because there's no keg toss on it. A Cerberus sandbag toss. He wouldn't have threw it because of the conserved energy, gents, you see, because Paul's a tactician.
Is that a what's the word for it? Is that rhyming slang as well? Cerberus sandbag toss.
Are you suggesting Paul Benton's a tosser?
Here we go. Right. Anyway.
No. Right now.
Focusing on the deadlift.
Right now, I've just noticed that Paul slightly widens his legs for this lift. If you look at his stance, he slightly widens his stance for some reason. I think we're going to see a hitch here. Slight adjustment in technique, tactics. Paul's been pulling without a hitch for the principle of it, but I think we're going to see a little hitch here now. I think he's changing his tactics. Yeah.
Oh no, it's no hitch.
No hitch, but it wasn't as fast as I thought it would be.
330.
That wasn't as fast as I thought it would be, gents. I'm not going to take too much. He's going to come over. Don't want to.
Man's trying on some straps now.
Oh, he's putting strap on. Lewis is putting on strap. One strap. Oh, you can use straps and still do mixed grip though. But remember to turn it the opposite way from your hand.
Right, here we go. Scott's up now.
Right, okay, so we're giving tips to Lewis. He's going to try straps for the next one. Let's see what Scott Mullin can do here. Scott, with 330, this should be good. His 320 was good, gents. His 320 is good.
Yeah, very fast.
This will give us an indication of what Scott's got left in the tank. Remember, this is still 20 kilo under his lifetime personal best. It's good. It's ugly, but it's a good lift.
It's very good.
It's efficient and it's adhering to the rules. But I tell you what, he's utilising his power off the flow there and then bypassing his weakness with a hitch.
Yeah, three-way shootout.
Okay.
So this is good now. All three guys have gone up to 340.
In the last lift? Well, I'll be honest with you, Martin, not one of them pulled it fast. So now we're getting to the big numbers. 340 now.
I think, gents, I think we could see a two-way tie here.
Yeah, this is a business end.
I think Paul and Scott will maybe get one more in them each. Maybe.
I'm actually interested to see how your man gets on here with one strap.
I don't think his grip was the issue with the 330. I think he just didn't have the power off the floor. Remember, he's never attempted it. He's never had this on a bar before, so the fact he's attempting it is great. And this is 300. This is 750 pounds, 751. This is a big deadlift. Especially as well, they're not allowed suits, and that can help as well, obviously. And it's the second event. The hamstrings will be tired after that Husafeld stone as well, gents. Remember when Scott pulled his lifetime burst? It was the first event. So his hamstrings are tired. damn good effort. I tell you, that was a good effort. That was a good effort. That was better than I thought. Paul's pensing now. Paul's
twitching.
Yes, he's twitching to go. He knows this is a big pull. No.
That was a great effort though.
Good effort though, Lewis.
Great effort.
Unknown
Well
quantity, and he's going to finish in third place with the second event, so he's got good solid points. Good solid points.
He had a tough start with the Husafeld as well.
Yeah. Listen, he's setting himself up here for the top three. He looks like the man, with Ryan being out of the competition, that's going to battle with Ronald for this podium place, gents. But right now it's all about, we've got two guys left in the competition.
Yep.
Paul Bad Boy Benton and Scott Mullin.
And we're at 340.
Now we're up at 340 kilo.
Unrepeatable. Let's go, Paul. This is going up, Paul.
His 330 wasn't as good as I thought it was going to look, gents. I think he knows, you can tell his body language, he knows this is going to be right on the button for him. I don't think he's got more in him than this. He'll get this, but there's not much more. I didn't think so, gents. I didn't think so. His 320 looked great, but his 330 wasn't good. Paul is not in the shape that he was in last year, gents. Remember, he's had long periods off. This opens the door for Scott Mullin here. And if there's one thing that Scott Mullin does, is he rises to the occasion. Scott saw blood now. He knows if he pulls this, he's got the event win, which means he'll be sitting with 1 point off the top points in the first two events. He'll be sitting there second in the first. And Scott is very, very good at frame carry. Scott's a good frame carrier. The door is opened here for the event win for Scott Mullin from Coatbridge.
He's certainly got the crowd behind him now.
Coached in the deadlift by the former 2-time champion.
Here we go.
He's got it. It's minging. Right, he's got it. Oh yeah. Well done. And a very sporting-like gesture from Paul Benton, congratulating his rival.
Crowd are loving it.
So this is going to be one hell of a competition, gents. This is not went to plan at all today.
No.
What? I had you down for the win there, Paul. No, so far it's not went to plan.
Did you ever hear about the competition in Thor 1? They never actually came first in any events.
Exactly.
I'm here for the one spot.
We know. Don't you worry. But so far with a second and a first place in the competition, Scott Mullin will be in the lead. Now we've got frame carry next.
And the rain has come back on heavy.
Paul's just informed me that it's not about winning of individual events, it's the overall placing that takes you the title and to UK's strongest man. He's got a tactic, he's got a plan.
Hopefully we'll get the points confirmed just in a second as well, to make sure.
So we've got a second and a first for Paul Benton, Scott Mullin, and a third and a second for Paul. See, if Paul takes the frame carry, that smashes it wide open at the halfway point.
Oh, the heavens have opened now. They have opened.
So we've got log press, frame carry, stones still to go. Frame carry will be a good event. Big heavy frame carry. It's all about grip. But we're going to take a small break, folks, as the heavens have opened quite significantly, and I don't think this is going to stay on for very long.
No, just a shower. It's a passing shower.
Yeah, it's a 5-minute tsunami.
5 minutes.
Which has been my nickname off a few girlfriends. But so yeah.
It was Andy Chipolato, wasn't it?
Well, you know. Chipolato.
Can't be throwing that out.
Hey, listen, add me on Snapchat right now. I'll disprove that. It's Andy Lawn Sausage, I'll have you know. Flat and unhealthy. But yeah, so as we know, folks, Scott Mullin's got a first and a second, Paul Benton's got a third second. Paul's going to be good at the frame carry. He's got the hands for it. He's got the legs. He's got the height. And he's got the grip strength. But Scott's similar as well. So it looks like we've got 2 battles here, gents. It looks like we've got 2 battles. We've got that 3rd place battle between Lewis and Ronald, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race for the title between Scott Mullin and the defending champion Paul Benton. So we're going to show my chip of that there.
That's how we look at the comments, see what everyone's saying in our break here.
Somebody better be on disproving that accusation.
Tom Stolton.
Ideally a woman.
Lot of support for Scott Mullin there.
Big look. Yvonne's on. Yeah, hello Yvonne. We're looking after your man for you. Your son's standing right
Karen
beside
Sutherland's
me right
going on about sausage rolls.
now. She wants a sausage roll.
Let's,
We love you, Karen. You were a great strong woman. Arm wrestling's gain is strong women's loss. Who else is on? We've got Cushy on. We've the fabulous Miss Stoltman. We love Cushy. Hope you're well. I think they fly out tomorrow for the World's Strongest Man. I think it's Monday. Monday.
Oh,
Safe journey, Cushy. Lewis is already there.
We're having a wee flood situation.
It is pouring down here.
Just a wee bit worried about the computer there.
So yeah.
Not the ideal scenario, but there's the real MVP over there, Furry, our cameraman today. Can we get a camera on him, Cal, for a second so that you can see the conditions he's in?
Hold on. Do you want to
That'll
move
be
that
this one, yeah.
We're gonna twist it around, see if he can see us.
Where is he originally from?
Furry's from South Africa.
South Africa, man. You do not get well like this in Cape Town, man. Cape Town.
I think that shower's passing now.
Yes.
See? Quick and violent.
Alright, my friend, my cameraman, how are you, man?
I don't know what camera we're actually on
Are
now.
you familiar with this type of weather, yeah? It's very wet, man. I do not care for this rain. I do not care for it. My umbrella is soaking. And the 5-minute tsunami has been
There's
calmed.
there, see?
Yes, and quashed.
Tantrum bunch.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the beardage in that picture.
Cal's let us down and shaved his. Looks like a giant baby.
Yeah, that's why. That's why Marcus is standing there.
I know, cover the face.
Block the baby face. Marcus, when are you going to start shaving?
Oh.
What are you now, 24 or something? How you getting on with your wee girlfriend down Hingy? You sorted that out?
Is it still alive?
No, we're not live. We're not live. When I was over on Ireland working with you a couple of weeks ago, you said some girl problems. Is it complicated? Yeah. Yeah, take my advice with women. It's just a guy who's just going to get divorced. Guy just managed to finish a 3-year messy divorce when I lost all my portfolio. Don't take women advice off of me ever. I have never ended nice with a girl once. But yes, good luck, Marcus. You're a good-looking boy. I'm sure there's.
Yes.
I'm sure there's other fish.
It always works out in the end, Marcus.
Yes,
Don't worry
indeed,
about
yes.
it.
Indeed.
If any girl gives you snash, just get Yasmin to leather them, because she looks like she can fling a few around. She's got hands like her dad. I'm only joking, Yvonne. If you're still watching, your daughter's beautiful. What? Yeah, we're live. Yeah, your mum's raging. Oh, Mark Jeans is on. The Welsh boy. Hi, Mark. He's a good strong man. Fraser Love's on. Fraser Love.
So we should be resuming fairly soon on the old UKSA Scotland's Strongest Man, and I believe what's the next
Frame carry.
frame carry?
Over 20 metres. I think it's 320, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the first time I've seen these Parkinson frames.
Yes, they look really good.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, obviously now the conditions are going to play a a factor in the frame carry. Hands will be slippy, so it's going to be interesting.
I'll be honest, I'll probably, if it was me, I'd like to go first on this, just to
Get out of the way.
get out of the way, A, and B, if anyone tears up the pitch with the dumps.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a fast event, gents. I'm assuming that it's 20 metres up, 20 metres down. Yeah, is that the course? Is that
Yeah.
is it a distance?
I
Or
think it's no. I think it was a 20 metres timed.
is it distance?
I'm not sure.
Hold
It
on,
may have
we'll ask
changed.
Marcus.
Marcus.
We have the head referee timekeeper. Is it timed? Is it just
One
one
lane,
drag?
one lane.
Drag. So it's got to be
Speed.
a fast event, guys. So I don't think it will matter too much.
Was the weight 320, Marcus? Is that correct? 320.
320 kilo, yeah. So it's just a drag race. You're going to see guys do this sub 10 seconds, of course. So it'll be good. I don't think it'll be one of those events where I don't think it matters where you're going. Like normally in the tactical capacity, you want to go as late as possible in the event because you would want to see markers or how many reps. But this is just a drag race, so I don't think it matters when you go because you're just going to pick it up and go as fast as you can regardless.
Yeah.
Unless it's so heavy that guys are only getting distances measured, but I don't think they will. I think most guys will finish it. It's a high pickup. 320 is not outrageous. Soft grass is not ideal, but I think most guys will finish this.
Do you know Andrew Ellison?
Yeah.
He says, send the Ouija out in the rain for a wash.
Well, I'll have you know my personal hygiene is impeccable. Ask your mother. Ask your mum. She said I smell fabulous. And also, she's actually on Snapchat with me, so your mum knows I'm not a chipolata either. Cheeky bugger, saying I smell because I'm from Glasgow.
Okay, 3-minute call now for our athletes.
I'm from Clydebank.
I think your Lynx Africa smells wonderful.
It's not even Lynx Africa.
Lynx Africa.
It's
Is that a Christmas pack?
some random one I got to. I was getting at Laldy and Aldi.
From the Barrows.
Aldi and Aldi.
It's an Aldi special. It doesn't even smell that good, but it's like 14 pence, so I bought it.
There's a rip-off of Axe called Tomahawk.
Tomahawk. Yeah. Listen, anyway, yes, my personal hygiene's not the worst of my qualities. My persona is much filthier than my personal hygiene. But, as we were saying before I get offended by Andrew Allison, you're a rather nice person. This is a drag race, so this will be a fast event. But to be fair though, like you were saying, all it takes is a couple of guys to maybe lose their handles, and if they dig those farmers framing, if they pick them up the handles too high, too far back, and the front of the frame points down the way, you can see some serious damage done to the course here. And like you say, you might have the misfortune of a bad footstep into a divot or whatever, but well, to be fair, there's only three. There's only going to be 3 pairings, so it shouldn't get messed up. It's not like there's going to be 20 guys, so hopefully. And I'd imagine that Paul Benton and Scott Mullin will be going last. Well, they will be due to the placings.
Yes.
So those are the guys that are chasing the titles. So we actually get to see our 2 battles here. We'll get to see the 3rd place battle between Ronald and Lewis. And Paul
place.
and Scott. So
Yeah.
that'll be good. That'll be exciting.
Did you enjoy that deadlift? You enjoy that?
And then we have Bren and Billy's son,
Fantastic. That's all I could hear was you lot.
which will be battling it out for not to get the wooden spoon, I suppose. So we have three good battles.
What's your name? Where you from?
The wooden spoon, the podium place, and the title. That's our 3 battles, gents.
Coldstream Dog.
Let's compact it
Into those 3.
into those 3. I think that's how I'm reading it. That's how I see it. Wooden spoon, podium, and
From
title.
Australia. Oh, what a topper. He's come the furthest of all. Whereabouts in Australia? Sydney, Australia. Welcome to Scotland. Give him a
Still
round of
quicker than
applause.
getting from Inverness down here, eh?
All the way.
Have you ever been in Sydney?
No, I haven't been to Australia. I've been to America, but we've not gone over there.
Yeah.
Callum just came back from South Africa, and that took him like 3 days in travelling.
Yeah. I had the option of going to Swaziland last year for Christmas with one of my friends, and I just unfortunately couldn't get the time to do it. But it sounded like it was a great trip. But I get the option of going to Swaziland for Christmas. But I think my daughter was too young to travel and I didn't want to miss my daughter at Christmas. But another time perhaps, another time.
Here we go. Come on, show me, show!
I've always wanted to go to Kruger Park and
The daddy gun!
I'd love to do safari, I would love to go.
Oh, we got the cannon out again.
Glen's got the t-shirt
That's on, only one over here, wasn't it? Is that right? Hold on a minute, Glenn. You're favouring the right, not the left.
3. Film it.
Come on, Glenn, tell him. Come on, Glenn, I want you.
3, the big dosser.
So as you can see, Glenn Ross, sporting the fabulous Ross tartan, is currently shooting t-shirts into the crowd with his t-shirt gun.
She's going quite well this time, actually.
In many respects, the t-shirt gun is a representation of some of the athletes here, because it is very much hit and miss. And we've got Martin Sheehan interacting with the crowd, trying to counteract that horrendous language barrier between a Cockney and the borders.
There you go, thank you. Sorry, I'm not gonna. What's your name? Where you from? Welcome, Mackenzie, your name. What a lovely name. There you go. Okay, Marcus.
Oh, God love Martin
And who are you
Sheehan.
supporting today?
He's the most passionate man in the world, isn't he?
Ready? Mullin. Look fantastic in that deadlift, didn't he? Athletes ready?
Oh, he's just talked to Scott Mullin's girlfriend, good lady Maisie, mother of his
Martin's not ready.
child. Maisie is one of my clients as well, I coach her.
Okay.
Yes, and she'll be coming.
She did. You'll know all about this. Tell us about this Iron Brew track pull.
Yeah, she works for Iron Brew. She's did a big truck pull for.
Oh, she works for Iron Brew.
Yeah, she works for Iron Brew. Yeah.
The brew must get through.
Yes, she does. Iron Brew isn't the same anymore, isn't it? Not.
They changed
not the
that
same.
flavour.
It's not the same as the moment. It's a shame. It's a shame. I mean, a few people dying of diabetes. It's a small
price to pay.
It's a small sacrifice to pay for the original Iron Brew flavour. A couple of diabetes. So what? Lose a leg, die, whatever. No big deal. It's not my fault they can't maintain
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
They're drinking a 12-pack a day.
It's not my fault they can't grasp their sugar content.
It's not the same though. You're right.
That was the ultimate hangover cure, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Ruined.
About a Marmite on toast with a can of Iron Brew.
Marmite and toast. What sort of state?
Well, you're supposed to burn the toast, then you put Marmite on, then you drink a can of Iron Brew.
This must be a South African.
I've never heard that. Someone's tricking you, bud. Someone gave me that
Oh, it
advice.
seemed to work.
If it worked, it worked. But yeah. So
No, the carbon on the toast apparently, the burnt toast, the carbon,
you're making it too scientific.
I know where you're going with
You've
this.
gone too far.
it absorbs the toxins.
Anyway, Iron Brew's not the same. Not the same as
Yes.
what we're saying.
Anyway, Martin C just spoke to Maisie, and Maisie just pulled a big giant lorry for Iron Brew, for promotional Iron Brew. She's a fabulous athlete. I think she finished third at Scotland's Strongest Women, and she won the Scottish Powerlifting Championships. She's done incredible on her debut, and she's coming to the World Championships in Slovakia in 20 weeks to compete for Team Great Britain.
What's her second name?
Maisie McGurta.
It's just Maisie McGee.
Aye, Maisie McGee. I think it's Maisie McGurta, I believe is the pronunciation. That's not the pronunciation, but it's not the right one. But I'll find out shortly. But Maisie, we'll just call her Maisie. She's like a Brazilian.
Maisie Brew.
Like a Brazilian football player. She's just Maisie. Like you get like Ronaldo and stuff. She's just Maisie.
Okay.
Right, here's our
Which is
first
awesome.
pairing out then.
Yeah, I've been watching her on Instagram. I've known her for years with Scott, and I said to her, Maisie, you need to come do powerlifting. You need to come do it. And I talked her into it. And we made this joke now that Scott will be coming with her to the World Championships, and Scott has to be her bag bitch for a change. So Scott's got to be her jam boy for a bit. So it'll be good. So what a good family, huh? What a beautiful family. Scott could be crowned Ultimate Strongman, Scotland's Strongest Man today, and then he gets to see his good lady compete the World Powerlifting Championships. But anyway, this is our first pairing of 3. Little versus Powers, and this is what we're claiming is the wooden spoon battle, or the battle to avoid the wooden spoon.
Let's get it on. Over to the referee. On the whistle.
Who's your money on, gents?
Up we
Youth
go.
over experience.
He's been looking really good, this actual novice boy here.
20 kilos.
I think the wind
He's
and the
going
frame's
well.
working against him.
20 kilos. This is unbelievable. Absolutely amazing. Rising Charlie
The ground's
Little.
taking the drop good. The ground's taking the drop good.
Little adjustment.
Can he finish this though?
Ring powers.
These frames are set up for, like, you know, monsters, and due to the fact that Mr. Little here,
And up we go.
He's up again though. I think he's got it.
Yeah,
Come on. Oh,
oh,
come on.
Charlie Little, his left hand, massive weight.
yeah, the width of the frame's working against his hand grip. You can see his hands more. The stress is going through his fingers rather than his knuckles. Do you get me?
Yes, yeah, no, I understand.
I don't think he's got another pickup in him. I don't think so. That's a shame. He made a great effort there.
Go on, Charlie.
Charlie Little here.
75 seconds.
Nope, he's calling it a day, so the distance will be measured. The distance will be measured. But we know that he's in the lead now. He is in the lead and made a much better effort than Bren.
Be measured.
My Mo doesn't have a phone, but she likes links of Apollo firing.
Well done, Bren. Well done, Charlie.
How does your mum not have a phone?
I mean, that looked absolutely gruesome.
We've got a diabetic kicking off.
Louis Roberts. Louis, listen, no one's dissing you for being diabetic. We're just saying that it's a shame that
The masses have to suffer.
the masses have to suffer because a few people just can't maintain their sugar intake. Zaki is on as
Zaki,
well. Hey,
yeah,
Zaki, how you
Zaki.
doing?
Who's
Big Zake. Zaki Maluzi from Malawi, originally.
heading out as well to Worlds soon?
Yep, we love you, Zaki. Isn't Zaki just the nicest guy in the world? He's lovely.
Yes.
He's a lovely guy.
Dave Sanderson. Hi, Dave.
The daddy gun's out, Yvonne, yeah. Yvonne, just to let you know, Glenn's had a few ropey shots with it, but it seems to be working better.
Okay, so it's going to get measured up now.
David Sanderson's joined as well. Hello, David. Did David just retire from Strongman? I think I saw that.
I think he's bodybuilding now.
Yeah.
No,
David.
you know, he's got a new challenge. It's a sort of fitness strength combo
It's like
thing.
gladiators.
Yeah, good.
I think I saw
think
it.
it's like- I think it's
saw it
CrossFit,
retired.
to be honest,
David, did you
but he's-
retire? I'm just making that up. I think he just retired from Strongman.
David, set the record straight if you don't mind in the comments. Let us know.
I think he just did. But
No, he said he was
I'm sure
retired.
it's-
I think he's taking a break. I don't know if it's a full retirement. He can't retire.
well, Ryan
fully,
Campbell's on as well. Ryan's a good strongman.
Yes, Ryan. Yeah.
A very good strong lifter. Good deadlifter as well, actually. He'd have done good today.
That's the Irish brand, sure.
There's Luke. What's Callum's personal hygiene like today? Well, first of all, Luke, you've
Standard,
known me,
Luke,
you've known me
standard.
10 years. You could at least spell my name right.
Oh, double L. You went double L on you there. Whew.
To be fair, big Luke. Have you seen Luke's got a bit of grey going on in his hair now? Have you saw it? He's got
Silver Fox.
He's looking gorgeous, man. Honestly, there's a good chance that he's just went into the lead as the best looking Stoltman brother, and that is because you know Tom's a good looking boy as well. Tom's got the abs and all that and stuff. But I saw him a couple of weeks ago, and that silver through his hair's really suiting him. He's looking gorgeous. He's looking gorgeous.
Of love, yeah.
He's a good looking boy. He's a good looking boy.
There he is. Look at the way the Wexford Walrus.
Yvonne, he's got a few good shots in, Yvonne. He's doing good. There's a few t-shirts being distributed. We're having a good time, Yvonne. I hope you're well. Hope you're well, Yvonne. Over. No.
Here we go.
And
Down it goes.
I'm giving your beautiful son some advice on relationships, and hopefully he doesn't take it.
Our next competitors, folks.
But yes, so
Introducing in lane one, and lane two.
I love you, Luke.
Yeah.
I love you, Luke. You're just like the best.
Guys,
Best of luck at World's Strongest Man. Look, let's make it final this year, okay, buddy? Let's make it final this year. You were so unlucky last year. Do it for Scotland. We love you. You're a big, strong freak. You're big freak show, log pressing, brilliant, amazing man. You. Oh, what a dig! What a dig!
Well, take it back, Luke. I hope you don't make the final.
Wow.
What a nasty man. I'm not getting involved though. I didn't sponsor him, but you know.
To be fair, I really want to see him make the final.
He has got a lot of grey hairs, I have to say.
Oh, you're jumping around here. We're talking about the final here.
He's got to make a final this year. This will be his last year. This will be his last year.
Well, you'll be doing Masters next year, won't you?
How old is he now? 39?
I think he was a year above me at school. What is he about? I think he's 34. Is it 34?
No, I think he's got to be older.
He's younger than he looks, anyway.
Yes.
He's younger than he looks. Oh, he's a good guy.
Love you, Luke.
He's a good guy. Proud to be involved in Scottish strength.
Here we go.
Right, so this is the battle for third place. Oh,
He's looking good, that grip.
oh,
Oh, come on, Lewis.
Lewis is Logan's going to finish this now. Now Ronald just can't pick it off the floor, folks. Ronald can't move this off the floor.
He's really struggling. He seems
Looks
to
like it's
on
hurt
his
his hand.
forearm.
Yeah. Now this again, folks. We saw the winner of the first event couldn't pull 300 in the deadlift, and now he can't lift the frame. It just shows you how inconsistent these athletes have been today. Well, the exception of Scott Mullin. He's almost over. This is going to be huge. This could see him. This could see him essentially the way Ronald's looking. This could see him sail third place.
Oh, what a battle to get that over, but still.
We saw it completed. Might have not made such hard work to use some straps. Just saying. I told you he's 34. See, Cushy knows. We love you, Cushy. First lady.
That's what he told you, Cushy. That's what he told
First
you.
lady of Scottish strength. Poor Cushy. It's a wee gorgeous stunner.
Tell you what though, I've seen a few people get caught out in different comps with different rules where it's just over the line or the end of the apparatus has to go over the line.
I wonder what happened to Ronald there.
Yeah.
His forearm, he seemed to be gripping it quite a bit.
I don't know. Hold on, we'll try again now.
Ronald!
That was me shouting Ronald over. I don't know if Martin's going to interview him. We'll try and get Ronald over to find out what's happened there, folks. For all the Ronald Young fans. Ronald! I don't think he's in the mood to be interviewed. He looks a bit peeved off. But that's a big disappointment from Ronald. He's went from essentially an event win to sitting possibly in pole position for podium in a place at UK's Strongest Man, and that really has
a lot of twists and turns in this one. Like you said, it's.
I mean, because he's not just finished. He's finished last there because Bren picked it up. I think Bren recorded a distance. So wow, that's really scuppered that. Nick Whitecross has joined. Hi, Nick. I've just sent Nick a set of wrist straps because I love him to bits. He's the biggest bench presser in Scotland. Raw, of course, I'm the biggest bench presser equipped. And he has 75 kilos heavier than me. Simon Flint's on, the old Simon Flint. What a legend that Simon is. Had a lot of health problems recently. Good to see you, Simon, you big gorgeous bugger with your fabulous back tattoo and that beautiful smile of yours with your... just
quite a flirt, Andy. Actually.
Oh, he's gorgeous, big Simon. He's a good guy. Great athlete. Back, I saw Simon when he was in his prime. He was a fabulous strongman. He's in my group a few times at UK's Strongest Man, and he always done well. Done better than me.
Okay, here's the
this is it, folks.
Final pairing.
This is the big battle between the top two. Paul Benton's not looking at his form he's been in the past, folks. I don't know if this is. We're seeing Paul Benton at 80% here due to all his health problems. And Scott Mullin's looking like he's here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to win this competition. Scott has only dropped 1 point so far in the frame carry, and again that was a mistake. I believe Scott should have won that as well. But I tell you what, Scott would have been not looking forward to the shield and the deadlift against Paul, and he's sitting ahead of him in points. So this is so far going great for Scott Mullin. But everything could change here if Paul Benton takes the win here. It's back open, gents. Paul Benton beats him here. It's back open. If Scott Mullin has a mistake here and drops maybe at a slower time than Lewis, again, it's wide open. So this is it, folks. This is a big chapter in the book there is. UKSA's Scotland's Strongest Man. Paul's up first. Scott's moving better though. Oh, this is neck and neck, folks. Oh, they both dropped it. Oh wow, folks, this is neck and neck. Paul's took the lead.
Yeah.
Scott's hands have went. He needs to get this. Oh, folks, this is big. A big moment for Scott Mullin. If he doesn't get this over, it could potentially be joint points at the halfway point. Paul Benton has took the event win, we know that, but Scott needs this over the line. If he doesn't get this over, folks, he will be in third place, I think. Folks, I think Scott has dropped 2 valuable points to Paul Benton here. This was crucial for Scott. I don't think he's got the time here over Lewis Jag. What do you think, gents? I think he's finished third regardless if he finishes it or not.
I think he's oh yeah.
We'll need to see.
Might have just been quicker than Lewis, actually.
This is a key moment. If Scott is faster than Lewis, he will only have dropped 1 point to Paul Benton. If he finished that slower than Lewis, that's 2 points, and I believe the way that works out, it could be potentially joint points at the halfway, folks.
We'll definitely need to try and get a wee points update from.
Yep. Paul Benton's just suggested to the crowd that he's got 3 firsts in him. We'll find out, folks. I'll find out the exact times off of Marcus when I get the chance. But we do know, folks, that Paul Benton has took his first event win in the defence of his title. He's took the first event win of today. That's given him, I believe, a third, a first and a second. So Marcus is coming over. Let's find out, folks, if Scott took second place there or not. Who was second there? Was it Lewis or Scott? Oh, folks, it was Lewis.
Was Lewis?
Yes. Now that makes things very, very interesting here at Jedburgh. That, I think, could see possibly it could be joint points. Get into the halfway stage between Scott Mullin and defending champion Paul Benton. We're just doing the scores. So Scott has a second, a third, and a first, and Paul Benton has a second, a third, and a first.
Yeah. Really
Very
exciting, actually.
Yes.
Turning a really good comp.
I told you I was a Carol Vorderman.
Yes, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
So as we stand right now, we have Paul Benton as a first, a second, and a third, and Scott Mullin has a first, a second, and a third. So let's just check the points.
We're just getting the overalls on.
Oh no! Sorry. So Scott Mullin is still in the lead with half a point because Paul Benton had a joint second in the deadlift. So folks, at the moment it is Scott Mullin is in the lead with 18 points. Paul Benton has 17.5, and in third place we have Lewis Scott with 14.5. So Lewis is potentially still in with a chance of winning this title. He's not done too bad. He's got a joint second, a second, and I think he was mid-table in the thingy. So this has now became a 3-horse race. And Ronald will do very well now to take that podium place away from him. Ronald is 4.5 points. Again, still massive points to play for 3 events. But that's made things very interesting. Scott Mullin is in the lead with half a point behind Paul Benton. And Paul Benton is 3 points ahead of Lewis.
And what's up next?
So now we have log press, then it will be the Atlas Stones. Is that the final 2 events? So we've got 2 events left, so it's actually just over the halfway point. Now, log press. Paul's a good log presser. Scott's a bit up and down with log press. Scott, I think Scott gets, with this kind of weight, is good for 3-4 reps. So we could see potentially, could go right down to the final stone here, guys. Could go right down to the final stone.
And do we know much about this boy Lewis as far as his pressing is concerned?
I don't know. He's the unknown quantity.
Yeah. Okay, folks, we're just having a little break just now, I believe.
So far, let's just summarise, shall we?
Yes, indeed.
So far, Pedro. So far, we've saw the first event was the shield carry. We unfortunately didn't see the amazing ability of Ryan Reid, the hot favourite for it, who's pulled out of the competition due to a hamstring injury. So we saw a pretty solid all-round effort.
Bit of a surprise though with Ronald
Yeah.
taking that win.
Yeah, Bren Powers was last due to a bad pickup. I think he just lost his bearings. But Ronald Young took the lead away from Scott Mullin, and I do believe, as we mentioned, Scott Mullin should have not stopped and tried to readjust. They should have kept going and perhaps could have took the event win. But let's not take anything away from Ronald Young. Ronald run one that was 61 metres, I think it was, and Paul Benton, for some reason, decided that he was going to save himself for the overall competition and dropped the shield at third place when he clearly looked that he had the potential to win the event.
Yes, yeah, no, I agree, yeah.
And at the end of the day, if Paul Benton wins this and defends his title, we've got to put our hand up and say what a great tactical decision to do so.
A risk right now, though.
Yes, yes, very much so. But Paul Benton's, love him or loathe him, he is one of the more tactical of strongmen. He never misses a trick. So he's came here with a game plan. The second event, we saw the max deadlift, and we saw some, I would suggest, some underperformances by Ronald. I expected Ronald to get the 300. Bren didn't do too great either. But the event win went to Scott Mullin with 340.
Yes, but you've been coaching.
Yes, I've been coaching, and I did call. I
You
said
did.
he was good for about
You
330, 340. I thought Paul had 350 in him, but it wasn't there today, which was unusual in the earlier events. The earlier pools, looked good, and so did Lewis, and then they both gassed a bit, whereas Scott looked the slowest of the three, and then was the more consistent athlete. And then Scott, come over here a wee second, Scott. Can you? I know the points. I'll tell you. I'm going to get Scott over and see if he can give us some insight. Third, so 2 seconds, don't swear. Jump in, we'll have a wee chat with you. Jump in, Scott, if you can. And then the third event, we saw the event win by Paul Benton, his first event win of the competition. So now we have Scott Mullin, if you can tolerate the heavy breathing from the big chunky monkey. Scott, you're currently sitting in first place, half a point, 18 points to you. 17.5 points with Paul Benton, 14.5 points with Lewis. So you're in the driving seat. So far you've had a first, a second and a third, and Paul Benton is a first, a joint second and a third. That's where the half a point is separating you. You've got 2 events left. Now you've done 130 for reps just recently. I believe you get 4 reps, is that right?
I get 3, unfortunately.
But 3, but you should have got about 4 or 5 there.
I was doing 4 or 5 in the gym,
Right, and then we'll get the stones. Now we know you're good at the stones, but so's Paul.
Yeah.
What's your thinking now? It's going to be crucial, this log, huh?
Aye, I kind of disappointed with that last event. I needed a second at least.
Yeah, we did say that.
Yeah, we were talking about
We did say that.
I actually thought frame carry is usually one of my good events. My
Yeah,
grip's usually
we
pretty
did say
solid.
that. We did have you down for
maybe
first second.
maybe the 340 for the deadlift maybe just took a wee bit more out
Yes,
than I needed.
yes. To be fair, we didn't have you down for the win in the deadlift, so horses for courses.
This is it.
I was letting my colleague here know that you've been getting coached a little bit off for the deadlift, which has helped you immensely.
He's mentioned it once or twice.
I've just
let me
mentioned
say.
it
Once or twice.
I'm surprised he mentioned that.
I know.
I've mentioned it once for every kilo. But yeah, so this is the big thing now. This is it's probably a 3-horse race between Lewis, you and Paul the Bad Boy Benton, defending champion, the man with all the sass and no calves, and I want to talk, but yeah, so this is going to be big here in the log.
Yep.
If you get second, Paul goes half a point ahead, you're into stones.
Yep.
If you get first, that gives you a wee bit of breathing space. So what's your plan? Are you going to take your time and just pace it?
I'll need to, aye.
Just don't do anything silly. Right, I'm going to coach mode here now
this
live
is-
on
this
this.
is start- yes, this is
Don't
live
get into anything
coaching.
silly. Just take your time, pace yourself. Get your first rep, relax. Don't let the sky disorientate you. Don't think about what he's doing.
Right.
Scott Mullin, 130 in the log. That's all you worry about.
Yep.
We know you've got 3. You've done 3 recently. We know you've probably got 4 or 5. We don't know what Paul's got. Paul's not in the shape he was a year ago.
Aye.
He's not 100% at the moment. We know he's had a tough year with injuries and illness. So don't worry about what he's doing. You come out, make sure you get a couple of reps, pace yourself.
Yeah.
All right. The key, probably the most important thing, is you get second place here, because second place is just a straight shootout on the stones.
Yep.
Okay, right, we'll let you go get ready for the log.
Cheers.
Thanks, Scott, good luck.
Thanks very
And
much,
you're,
guys. Cheers.
let's see if you can win this title. Okay, good luck.
Good luck, Scott. Good
Thank
seeing
you. Cheers.
Cheers, bud.
Great wee chat with just some water or something there, water.
You want a coffee?
No, I don't drink the stuff. I don't drink anything, coffee or tea, just some water. No, I can't have any sugars. I don't want to get diabetes. Jamie Gorian's just joined us. How you doing, Jamie? The granddad of Scottish strongman. Just back from doing the Masters. Good to see you. Good to see you, Jamie. So yeah, as you heard there, folks, what about this live link? How incredible is my interview skills? I'm not going to lie, this is probably
good live coaching. Actually.
Yeah, we are good, aren't we? We're good, aren't we, Pedro? We're good.
We're doing all right.
We're making this.
I'm going to give you more of the credit here.
Yeah,
today,
so right, folks, as we know, it's a 3-horse race here. It's a 3-horse race between Lewis. You know, he's 4 points off the pace. Well, 3.5, I think.
I've been very impressed with Lewis, actually.
Yeah, he's done good.
Yeah, I haven't seen him compete much before.
No, he's done good.
Like
He's done good. Listen, he's potentially he could win this. We literally know that little about him. He could be. He looks, he's got a good set of shoulders on him.
Yes,
some big shoulders and triceps. He could come out in Mongo 5-6 reps in this, like an absolute raw.
Yeah,
just brute strength. We don't know. And stones, it's just stones. It's just everything you've got, and the stones are going to be difficult with the weather conditions and tacky.
Well, what tacky do you use? It's pretty chilly. It's wet.
The Cerberus do tackies.
3 different grades actually.
To
suit all temperatures. But regardless, right, it is always hard to pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get the right thing for this kind of weather.
Yeah, I mean the stones, it's tough. It's got to be on grass as well. Remember, if you're in the third pairing, the last pairing, those stones are going to be wet. They're going to probably have some grass on them, and other guys' tackies. So what we're looking at here is, let's say that Lewis is looking, he's just want to hold on to that third place, get himself a UK strongest man. I tell you what, he's going to represent Scotland well there in Belfast. He looks like he's got the potential to be a very good athlete. But it's a 2-horse race here between the Paul Bad Boy Benton, the defending champion, Scott Mullin. Now, Scott's worried here.
I know Scott's your boy, but do you think Paul's got him on this in the slog press?
Yes. I see, this is the thing, I don't know, because Paul doesn't look like he's 100%.
Yeah.
Paul shouldn't be missing a 340 deadlift at 100%. Not strongman style. I don't know. Scott done 3 reps just recently, 130 for reps, and the conditions were better than this.
Okay.
Scott has a tendency to get flustered. He can flap a bit, and that's not a dig. It's one of his weaknesses.
Yeah, okay.
You know, we all do it. I was a terrible flapper on strongman. So I'm worried that if Scott tries to press this log and he misses one, and he's watching Paul in the other lane churning him out, he's going to bottle it. I think personally, Scott can't beat Paul in this. I think Paul's going to come out. Paul's composed.
Yes.
Paul's going to come out. He's going to come out with all the tactics.
He certainly has a game plan. Seems to have a game plan for this.
He's going to come out with all the tactics, and I think Paul's maybe got. I'm going to say here right now, Ped, that Scott's going to do 3 reps and Paul's going to do 4 or 5. Right? That's my call. Right?
So it's down to stones then.
Yes, I think Scott should just worry about second place and just try and go for it in the stones.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting to watch, folks. I hope you're enjoying it live on the webcam.
It's certainly been a turn up from our first predictions at the start.
Yeah, nothing's really went to plan as such, and that's strongman for you. But I genuinely believe, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to go right down to the last stone, and it's going to be great to watch. I hope we can keep you on the live feed right up to the stones. Probably in the next, I would imagine it, probably less than an hour, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'd be too much longer than that before we get there.
So at the moment we're sitting at, Scott Mullin is sitting in the lead with 18 points, and Paul Benton is sitting in second place, 17.5 points. Scott has had a first, a second and a third, and Paul Benton is a first, a third and a joint second with Lewis, and that's why there's half a point separating them. Scott log press is not Scott's favourite event. Paul's just staked a claim to the crowd that he's going to win the last 2 events.
Yes.
Stones under these conditions could be anybody's. So this has got a lot of excitement still in it, folks. I'm going to predict that Scott's going to do about 3 reps in the log. I think Scott's hungry today though. This isn't a qualifier. This is a title.
Yes.
I think he might get 3-4 reps. It depends on how that first one cleans and how it comes off the chest. If it comes off the chest a bit ropey, he'll flap and he'll go in too hard and he won't pace himself. He'll miss one, he'll use a lot of deltoid energy, and before you know it, he'll blow all over the place. I hope he doesn't do that because Scott's a good friend. But Paul come out, Paul will be clever. Paul come out, he'll clean, efficient, pace himself, bang out a rep, 2, bang out a rep. Scott's a bit more flustered in these circumstances. Paul is a bit more experienced and his record suggests he is slightly better. in the past. So yeah,
there is a lot to play for, you know. I think, but like I said, like you said yourself, Scott does look hungry. He's he certainly came here to mean business.
He messaged me last night and he told me one thing. He says, "I'm here for one thing and one thing only." I'm not telling you exactly what he texted, but he basically said that he was here to win. I'm sure you can imagine. I'm sure you imagine the exact wording of it. But yeah, Scott's here to win, and he's in the driving seat. I think if you'd have told Scott that he'd be half a point ahead and get into the fourth event, he would have took that. I know he's raging about the frame, and he probably, if he'd have won that frame carry, I think that he would have been a lot more relaxed going into log because he knows that he's got a buffer zone. Because he knows.
Do you think going into log being that little bit ahead might actually be, you know, adding to his nerves at the moment?
Yes,
you know that because now the pressure's to keep that.
Yeah.
Whereas Paul's sitting in a position where he's chasing him and it's only half a point, so you know he can make a massive difference in winning or one event.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be two very exciting events. It's poised beautiful. The way things are going. Lewis could come out, win the log and win the stones. It was literally the way it's planned out today. I would have liked to saw Ryan do this. Ryan's very good at log press with reps. Ryan would have added another dimension into this whole equation, which is a shame we lost him due to injury. But alas, he's not here, so we can't dwell on that. We can't talk about that too much. But it's became very much a 3-horse race, I suppose. But Scott's in the driving seat. He'll be happy with that. I don't think he's as good a log presser as Paul Benton at 100%, but is Paul Benton at 100%? That's the key.
No, he's like we said at the start, he has struggled with illness. He's been pretty bad, I think.
Yeah, he's had problems with his stomach, and he doesn't look. And
he missed a Scottish qualifier this
year.
He hasn't missed one in
he doesn't look. He doesn't look in the same shape either. I know Paul's not the most jacked of strongmen, and the best of times. I don't mean that as a dig on, but he's normally got a bit more size about his deltoids, his quadriceps, and he's not carrying as much muscle as I've saw him. I'd be interested to know what his body weight is. He looks like he's in the 130s, and
right.
I think he's been maybe 20 pounds heavier than this. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think last time when he was competing, 2018, he was up closer to the 140, 150 mark.
Yeah,
and you know.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's and you know, if you're down a bit in body weight, your grip strength doesn't fail you. You can still move. If anything, probably move better. But his static power looked compromised, and you saw that in the deadlift. And this is the other static event, is the shoulder event. So I think my money be on Paul, because he's got a bigger max log, and I don't think Scott's ever beaten him for reps. But we don't know what he's in, what shape he's in. So
is that for me?
So.
All right. Okay. Cool. No, fine.
No, we're okay. I'm okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You don't want a wee bit?
No, honestly, I'm low maintenance. I'm
sure.
Just to let you know, folks, I've been offered some food and I'm declining it.
Look at that. So sure you don't want pulled pork burger? I'm sure you don't want one of them.
I would take some pulled pork, but I can't have the bread.
Let me just shout for you. I'll try and sort you out. You talk to the crowd.
Oh, thank you. Hold up. See you soon. It's just me now, folks. All by myself. Peter's away to get me some food. So nice. I saw pulled pork and I've asked for some. So it's just me and you guys. We're getting ready to start the log press shortly. Big shout out to everyone that's watching. All yous awesome strongman people. And as I've said to you folks, if you're just joining us, Paul Benton is in second place, the defending champion. No, just lots of pulled pork. Lots of like an absurd amount of meat, which used to be my nickname. So my personal hygiene's been questioned in other aspects of my persona. But yeah, so Paul Benton's in second place. Defending champion is in second place at the moment, half a point behind Scott Mullin, and we have in third place essentially a novice, I suppose, at this level. Lewis is in third with 14.5 points. So we've got 2 events left, folks. We've got the very upper body static event, the log press, with 130 kilos for weight, for reps, and we have the Atlas stones to finish. Now, the weather conditions are not ideal for either of these events. It's a bit wet underfoot, which the guys are making sure the conditions will be totally safe for the athletes, but it's not ideal. And then the Atlas stones are on grass in the wet, so that is tough conditions again. So again, choice of tactics will be a big factor. And this, as we'll see in the next 45 minutes or so, who will be crowned.
Yeah. I think the stones are going to be a really interesting one. I'm looking forward to seeing it as well. But I think, like you said, with the tacky and the grass stuck to the tacky and just the conditions, it's going to be a tough one.
Paul Benton.
Do we know the stones' weights? Are they going up to 180 today, or?
I think they are 100 to 180 kilos. So a good set.
Yeah. Made
tougher by the fact that they're difficult stones and the consistency of them. They look granite based. Which granite's always tougher than concrete because of the smoothness of the stone. And again, folks, they're on pretty high barrels, and the underfoot conditions, the grass and the rain will pause to make the whole thing much more difficult. Scott or Paul could go home literally losing this title based on their choice of tacky. Someone could drive home from Jedburgh cursing a choice of tacky. That's what it could come down to today. You could see Scott and Paul Benton going head to head in the final stone, and Scott gets a better contact surface. Paul gets a bit. Literally small margins, you know. Hello. Yeah, we're on. Do you want to come join us, Martin?
Got Martin C joining us now on the live.
Here we go.
Let's now get Martin C. Hi Martin, how are you?
How you doing? Yeah, okay. I'm enjoying the show today.
It is very, very nicely poised. Half a point between Scott Mullin and Paul Benton. Paul Benton has had a joint second and a third, and Scott Mullin has had a second and a third. So that joint second he got with Lewis in the deadlift is that half a point that separates them.
Wow.
Now Paul is normally the better log presser, but we don't feel that Paul looks at 100% today. He's not 100% strong, and he looks like he's lost a bit of size. And we saw his static power was down in the deadlift there.
Yeah, static power he was lacking slightly. I expected him to lift a little bit easier, to be honest with you. And you're right, he has lost a little bit of size. He's certainly fired up. I don't know whether he's getting himself too fired up for it as well. I'm not sure. I know you can sort of overcook it a little bit. So maybe that's where he's at the minute. Scott Milne, on the other hand, he looks. I've said this for a long time. He looks classy. He always looks classy, and he's sort of the ever improving, isn't he? He really is.
Yeah, he's a good all rounder, Scott. I think he gets overlooked a little bit at times. He's always there or thereabouts. I think he needs to make it to the next level. I think he just needs more size and static power. I think his ability's there. His static strength just that holds him behind some of the top guys. But I mean, he can move well. His grip's pretty good normally. His chain drags, sandbag loads, stones. He's good at his card deadlift and hold and stuff. He's good at what he does. But we're just saying there that if Paul takes this in the log, it's a 1-2 in the log. It's going to go down to a straight shout out in the stones, and it could go down to literally choice of tacky here. Someone could be driving home from the competition knowing that they've threw the title away because of choice of tacky, you know.
Well, if it's going to come down to that, I mean, we're going to talk experience here, and you'd probably favour, Paul Benton, you know. But who knows? I mean, I was just talking to Glenn over there a minute ago, and we're just saying, I mean, you got the crowd behind these boys here, and do you know what? I've not seen a crowd like this. Let's talk about them a second. This crowd is making more noise than when I've seen thousands of people at a venue.
I think when you move an event to a new area, they're mad for it the first year.
Yes, they are.
And the people from Jedburgh have shown up. I mean, this wee stand's full, but I tell you what, they're giving it loudly. They
are loud, and when you're out in this arena, it really, I mean, it's lifting me, and I'm just emceeing it. You know, it really makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up a little bit. This is definitely playing the second person in this, and it's definitely lifting a few athletes and. Wow, and as you say, if it goes into, I'm being called here, by the way, but if I duck down, Glenn might not see me. But
Martin, where are you?
Yeah, he'll start shouting in a minute. Yeah, I really, you know what? This could come down to the last event. This is shaping up to be an absolute superb competition.
Yep.
And listen, it's anyone's for the taking at the minute.
Let's see, it's going to go down to the last stone, I think. It's going to go right down to the last stone. Martin, listen, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very
You're
much,
doing
Andy.
A fabulous job.
Thank you, as are you.
And go and look, see what Glenn wants you for.
Yeah.
No doubt to talk.
Yeah, to talk. Oh, sorry. I'm nicking your phone, sorry. Can't take the cockney out of the boy.
Martin tried to steal my phone there. You don't want what's on that phone, Martin. You don't want to check my pictures. So it's a lot of memory. But,
so Martin raising a good point there about the crowd being like the third sort of helper or support for these athletes.
Yeah.
Getting behind them.
What a great wee crowd! They're fantastic. It's always the same when you take an event to a new location. They're like, oh, we've never saw it before, and they come out in their droves. Sometimes after a couple of years, the crowd like, I saw that. And
yes,
you don't get the same support. I mean, but I remember the first year we done Scotland's Strongest Man in Fort William. It was like just sell out, and the crowd was incredible. And then progressively, the crowd dwindled a bit. So I think the fact we've brought this comp to the Borders and the people of Jedburgh have come out and supported, and it's just a nice size stand as well. It's not, it's not Wembley,
no,
but at the same time it's not a pub car park, and it's the venue's looking great. It's set up great. The crowd are supporting the athletes great. I know we could be doing with a couple of more athletes. Unfortunately, we've lost a couple of good athletes due to injury and circumstance. I would have liked to have seen Jason Hasty. He's a good lift competitor.
Yes, yeah.
Very nice guy actually as well. Very talented. I would have liked to have saw Ryan Reid today. These events were set up really good for Ryan Reid, really good. But this is the sport, and unfortunately, it's a brutal sport. And we lose athletes all the time. So. And unfortunately, we saw Ronald struggle as well. He looks like he's got an injury.
Yeah, hoping it's not anything serious.
No, I hope it won't affect him in the log. It certainly won't affect him in the Stones. But then again, the Stones is going to be a battle for him because that's the injury the event he tore his pec in. So after an injury of that severity, the event you do, it's a psychological thing, So it would be nice to see Ronald Bosch some Stones up. But I mean, Ronald still potentially get the opportunity to qualify for UKs. He's only 4.5 points behind. It would really need to go some because we've only got a 6-point swing.
Indeed, yes, yeah, no, I see what you mean.
But it's still mathematically possible.
The top 3 will be going through, I believe. Is that correct?
Top 3 will go to UK's Strongest Man. Yes, so that's what I think Ronald was here for that. And he was in a good position up until that 300 deadlift dropped, and then the frame carry. The frame carry was a nightmare.
Well, I think the frame carry really set him back. You know what I mean? I mean, he had potential to make up some good ground there.
The fact that Bren, I mean, with the greatest respect to Bren's not performing as well as he could have done in the past, but the fact that Bren got a distance recorded as well didn't help him. So that was another point.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5 days, 6 days.
So yeah, 2 events to go, ladies and gentlemen. Log press 130 kg for reps, and then at the Stones head to head. It's going to be very exciting, and Paul Benton and Scott Mullin are half a point between each other.
I'm moving on now, Martin.
We've got a wee crowd challenge going on just now.
Yep. Do you want to? Shall we try and move the camera?
I'll move that camera around now. See if we can get that one.
We've got I think we've got is that a tug of war we've got going on?
I'm not sure.
We've got a wee crowd challenge on whilst the athletes recover for the log press. And I'm salivating at the prospect of my pulled pork.
On the end of the road, come on. Shut the man on, come on.
Let go. No, it's that one. It's that one we're working off of. This one. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Yeah, this one. No, it's not that one either. It's that one. Do you know I have a degree in media production? I'm not, Right. Sorry. Right. Yes, this big camera. Sorry, folks. We changed 3 cameras here. Right now we've got. It looks like we've got a tug of war going down. We've got all the kids versus. Is it the adults? Yeah. I think you need to zoom back. Can you come back? Back. No. And back. That's it. And then turn it more that way. More. Keep going. There we go.
Listen. Like it is, and then all the rest of my journey, all words of advice that you give them. Okay, you ready? Okay, show me mercy. Right, let's get this up. Wait a minute, hold on. I'll play like a tight right everything. Don't listen.
How was that, Phil Pork?
Brilliant.
Am I getting some?
Feed me. Yeah, I put a request in for you.
Thank you very much, sir. You're very kind.
It's very nice.
Right, so we're currently doing a tug of war, and it appears to be the dads versus the children. The children are significantly higher in number, but to be fair, in the interest of fairness of body weight, I think that's fair. Yeah. So let's
to be fair, I think they could do a couple more kids.
I think the dads, the tryers going to ragdoll them here.
I know it's a bit rough.
Yeah.
It's alright, look, we've got some help at the end here.
Alright, hiding down. Get Glenn to help you, nobody will move a big man. This Toyota Hilux couldn't shift Glenn.
Well, I tell you what, Andy, that doesn't look like any pulled pork in anyone's hands there.
Where's my pulled pork, you big lanky South African?
Where's his food?
Big food show.
Free's got your pork sorted out.
Where is my pork, man?
Did you get him water?
I just drink water. Keep it for you.
That's water.
Oh, sorry.
I thought it was coffee.
Thank you. I'm just going to put my water right beside all your expensive technical equipment here.
On the side.
Just going to set it right on this keyboard.
Myself and Andy were doing camera work as well now, Callum.
Yeah, we've moved the camera and
we don't even need you really, to be fair.
I don't know why you're still here, bro.
Aye.
Right, let's see what's
happening. Can we get ourselves on the? Can we get the Facebook feed up on here, Cal, so we can give a bit of chat back? This is ultimate.
Oh yeah.
So there's a bit of tug of war situation going on.
Tug of war, man.
Here we go. What's going on now?
Zaki saying Lewis got 6 reps at 130 kg in Dumfries.
Lewis has definitely turned out to be that dark horse.
Wow.
We got Jenny Todd at the front of the tug of war there, Cal.
Yeah, bumped into earlier. I was surprised to see her here.
Yeah.
Jenny Todd?
Right at the front there.
Oh, yeah.
Old JT.
Donna Moore's coach.
Yeah.
Hold on. Come on now, kids.
Oh, the kids are getting ragdolled. Thanks, mate. What's that?
Applesauce. Just scrape that away if you don't like it. It's the best bit.
Thanks, man. Someone's fed me.
Get on the road, kids. Come on. Come on, Mark. Get you on the road as well. Yeah. Mark's the kid. And I do.
So, guys, they're telling me that Lewis is could be the favourite for the log press here to get 6 reps.
What's Paul Benton's overhead press like?
Good.
Pretty good on there.
The worst case scenario for Scott Mullin is if Paul Benton wins it, Lewis gets second and Scott drops into third. That would be a disaster for Scott.
Yeah, that would really set him back. Excuse me, sorry.
Okay, that man with the red t-shirt, come on you out as well. Come on. Right, kids, come to me. Get off the road, kids. Keep straight to me. Right, ready? Grab the rope. Take the strain. Pull.
Cal.
Well done, give the kids a round of applause.
You don't have the Facebook up.
So one more now, one more.
There's Sean Logan, how are you?
So everybody on the move.
Big Sean on.
Yeah.
Another day.
I got Sean a birthday present. Birthday present for his birthday on Monday, so I did. Give him a nice t-shirt. Because I love the big man. He's a very good athlete, isn't he?
Good guy, yes.
Very strong, very statically strong. Good looking guy as well, good beard.
Good beard, yes, good beard.
He's like a slightly better looking Eddie Hall. I always find slightly better looking Eddie Hall.
Who's this? Scott Mill?
No, Sean Logan.
Oh, Sean Logan.
Who you think's called Sean Teagan. Even though it's because it's a shared Facebook.
Yes, Big Sean's a good guy. His birthday Monday, so we sent him a Scottish powerlifting championship t-shirt because he has like 2 times England's strongest man.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's England's strongest former. I think he's second this year. We'll be rocking a Scottish t-shirt. He is a Logan, so technically Scottish anyway.
Okay, a couple new comments. Let's see what's.
Oh, Charlie McGonagall's on. Hi, Charlie. I was coaching Charlie for a while there as well. Just taking a break from powerlifting, lose a bit of body weight and stay healthy. Kelly Nichols is saying that she's getting a bad internet connection. Maybe just her end though, us, but no one else has mentioned it.
No.
Yeah, it just must be her one. Ours is fine here.
Kenny Nichols. Oh no, the plant is
Yeah, thank you, Sean. We're doing well over here. We're soldiering on, as per.
Soldiering on.
I think Sean just got invited to a big major strongman competition. I think he put up on Instagram. He's doing one of the big, I guess, European games or something. So
Yep. He got the just yet last night. It was. I think it was the invites. I think went out for.
Yeah. Good luck to the big guy. Good luck. It's only a matter of time before he's flying out to the world's strongest man. He's got to be there in the next couple of years, I think.
Who's this? Sorry.
Sean.
Yeah. Very, very, very strong.
We've got 3 t-shirts.
See Ronald over there getting a bit of physio on that forearm.
Yeah. I wonder, do you think it was a deadlift that aggravated it?
I don't know. He seems to be struggling with it. Is it a
The
pump?
guys are warming up.
Yeah, shame. It's not a good run with injuries the last few years.
Tough sport. He's only a young guy. It's a tough sport. But yeah, I must say, obviously I'd never saw Lewis before log press, but Zaki has informed us that he'd done 6 reps with a similar weight at a competition just recently, so he could be potentially the favourite.
Yeah, and he is definitely stepping up, as in, like, you know, he's definitely performing to the occasion just now. So.
I did say that he had a big set of shoulders and triceps. I mean, he's technically 4 points, 3.5 points behind Scott Mullin. Could this be the situation where he stakes his claim? Essentially, if he gets first place at the next 2 events, he potentially could still win this competition.
Yeah.
Well, Sean saying he's got Scottish ancestors.
Of course he has. He's a Logan.
Good man.
He's too good looking to not be Scottish.
Aye.
Welcome to move back anytime, Sean.
Aye. Nice. He's too good looking not to be Scottish.
He's got a good strong red beard as well on him there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, good guy. Good guy. Like, if you were saying who's cooler, like Sean Logan.
Where's this going? Right, go on, Andy, right? So who's cooler, Sean Logan or?
Aaron Page. I would say Sean's cooler than Aaron, would you not think so? I like Aaron, but Sean's cooler, I think.
Sean's cooler.
Sean's cooler than Aaron. Just saying. It's my personal opinion, I'm entitled to it. Suck it up.
Suck it up.
But yeah, Aaron's on it. But yeah.
So Sean's asking who's top 3 at the moment.
Sean, I shall inform you, the top 3 are Lewis.
In third.
Lewis is in third with 14.5 points.
Yes, correct.
Second place with 17.5 points is Paul Benton. And half a point in the lead at the moment with 18 points is Scott Mullin. Scott Mullin has had a first, a second and a third place. Paul Benton has had a first, a joint second and a third place. So it is half a point between Scott and Paul Benton. and I've been informed that Lewis has got a pretty big log press on him, so it's anyone's to play with. It could literally, those top 3 places could swing after the log, but I think it's going to get right down to the scones. I think it's, he did get married in Aviemore. Nice choice. I'm in Aviemore on Friday actually. Going to Loch Morlich.
Oh, Loch Morlich's nice. Very
JP's
nice.
in the house. JP.
John Pollock, how
My
are
training
you?
partner, JP. Hope you're well, buddy. So yes, so Sean, it's currently 4 points between the top 3s, 18 points, 17.5 and 14.5. So sorry, I beg your pardon, 3.5 points between the top 3. So it's anyone's to play for. Paul Benton has been very tactical with his events so far. I think Paul thinks he's got the win here, but this essentially could go anyway in the top 3.
It's really been an exciting competition actually.
It's been very good. A small, intimate venue, a small number of athletes, to be fair, due to injuries and other variables. But I tell you what, we've been spoilt with some pretty good entertainment.
Yes. How was your pork?
It was really good. It was really good. There was a couple of wee bits of crackling in it and stuff that just made it just good. It's fabulous.
Did you have any, Carl?
Yeah, I did.
Of course you did. Secretly had it before us. See, that's what he does.
Aye.
He sneaks off. See how quickly he sneaked off, Andy? Didn't even offer us food. He just.
Well, I was a rate to arrange it all.
Oh. I had to ask.
Listen,
I had to beg for some poke.
I'm a leader, not a boss. Okay.
I had to beg for some poke. Sitting here starving.
I know. Wow. Don't worry.
Right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 3 pairings. The first pairing will be Bren versus
I wonder how
Ronald Young.
I wonder how his forearm's going to go, yeah.
Forearm. Hopefully Ronald can clean this log and press it without this forearm injury affecting him. It's been a shame. He came off to an amazing start winning the shield carry. Bren, with the greatest respect, has not been at the races today. He's not performed particularly well, so hopefully we can maybe get a couple of logs and presses out of him, see if we can go home with a better second half than he has first.
I have to say, it's a very good crowd today. Very good crowd.
That's what we're saying when you were away eating without us.
Yeah, we had a big chat about it actually.
Yeah, crowd's been fantastic. The cameraman's just no sitting in the crease, is he?
Not sure what he's where is he?
Bryce, he seems to be tinkering with his angles here.
Over to the referee.
We got the smoke back out.
That's just what you're looking for.
I know.
In the middle of a log press, a bit of a mustard gas attack.
Seconds on the time.
Bren doesn't fancy it. He's picked it up. Let it go.
He's taking off his wrist wraps.
Doesn't want to injure himself. Listen what Ronnie's got there. So are you, Ronnie?
I don't think Ronald's got a press on him either. It's unfortunate both these guys one's nursing an injury,
Ronald.
the other one's not got the ability due to his previous injuries.
I think that last event did Ben, I think.
He's going to wipe that down. The time still ticks away, but
I think the log's got some water in it from sitting as well. Ronald's got can he clean this? No.
It's a drizzle out here in a minute.
Ronald appears to have a forearm brachial injury in this. Unfortunately, it's the muscles that are used specifically to transfer it from the hips to the deltoids to finish the press, and it's just not there.
Seems to have both taped actually.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe Ronald's biceps are just unnecessarily tight due to the pec tear can affect all the other variables, and perhaps his biceps have been weakened due to that.
That's a real shame. That's a real shame for Ronald. He got off to a very good start.
Right, so now we have the next pairing of 2.
Sean, Zacky's away to World's Strongest Man. That's why he's not here today.
Yeah, they lost Zachy and they lost Jason Hasty as well at the last minute, and Ryan Leeds have been injured.
Okay, so next we have up is Scott And I've forgotten this gentleman's name.
This is Billy Little's son.
Charlie
Little.
To Charlie Little.
Yes.
Charlie Carpet's one that looks like it.
Yes. So this is Billy Little's son, Charlie. Novice champion, I believe, and now this is him making his debut at the highest level. And Scott, due to the poor effort by his standards in the frame carry, doesn't get to go head to head with Paul Benton. Now I actually think, gents, if you would indulge me and give me an opinion, I actually think this is going to suit Scott, because I think Charlie's not going to do too many reps with us,
so
which will leave Scott alone to do his own thing. I think if he was going head to head with a better presser, Scott would struggle if he was focusing on the other lane, the other log rather than his. So this actually might work out to benefit Scott. I'm going to say Scott's going to get 3 reps here, gents. 3 reps. I don't know what Billy's son's good for due to the fact this is novice. He's a novice and this is his first competition at this level. But we'll say that maybe he's going to get 1, right?
Lightest boy in the field, I believe, as well.
Of course, yeah.
Tell you what, some performance considering it's his first big comp, you know.
Yeah. It's not done too bad. It's not done too bad. But this is, if Scott Mullin's going to walk away from this venue as Scotland's strongest man, ultimate strongman, Scotland's strongest man, this is the key moment for him. This log has got to go good for Scott.
Oh.
The guys are all struggling with this log. I think it's soaking wet.
Yeah.
Nope. Charlie's not got the static power to press that. I don't think. If he's not got it,
he got a tidy clean there.
Scott's struggling. This could be a massive problem here. I think the rain has really affected the slippiness of these logs. Scott can't even clean it. What's going on here? You know Paul Benton's going to come out with a towel and a blowtorch and some adhesive tape and everything else. Paul never misses a trick. But yeah. This is incredible. Scott Mullins can't clean this log.
I don't think it's the log, to be honest. I think he's just gassed.
I think it's the conditions. Wet log will be hard in your hands. Chalk won't be working. Plus that deadlift may have taken more out of him than he thought.
Yeah, he should still be able to clean a 130 log. Why can't he clean that? There's a problem there for Scott. He should be fuming with himself. Because Scott can do reps with that. Scott can do reps with that. And no one, gents, has been able to press these logs so far.
2 pairings out.
Now, if either Scott...
Charlie was cleaning it. Either half, he was like a half rep.
Yeah. It seems to be the other log maybe is the tougher log.
Do you think it's just not training that specific log? Because you know when sometimes you use a different log, handle placement, spacement.
No, they're all pretty much IFSA spec now. They're all similar diameter, similar hand handle.
I suppose, yeah.
They're all based around a specific, what was known as the IFSA spec log, which was the standardised log that the IFSA Federation made. So that it'll be, it looks, the right size, handle width, handle thickness. But look, they're really complaining about it. But the thing is that Paul Benton's going to walk out here. Paul Benton is going to go straight to the nearest side log. Watch this. And he's going to come out and he's going to tinker and tamper with it to make sure it's perfect.
Calm down a minute, Scott. I'm sorry to have to ask you. Scott, you clearly really.
Scott's getting interviewed. Let's see what he's going to say about this. Scott's not complaining about the log as such, which is, I don't know if he's doing that out of sportsmanship or he's just being honest that he was just struggling with it.
Maybe just like you said,
just gassed. I did mention that before the comp started, that was a problem with him in his early career, how he would struggle in the second stages of comps. But this is only a 5-event comp, and one of the events was static. So,
but do you think that big deadlift took a lot out of Scott? Because like you said, that's the most he's pulled in a long time.
But his recovery. I mean, he had a good half an hour's break there between the frame carry, and he picked the frame up comfortable. It was his hands that were letting him down, but that was very disappointing from Scott, not from his own personal view.
And with that event, if he presses this can really help in getting podium or even winning the title. On 14 now brings Lewis Jack.
What was the log weight?
135.
Yeah. 135 kilo, gents.
So here we go. Lewis and Paul Benton.
Right, so now we know, folks. Lewis has got some big shoulders. There's been 6 reps done at a similar weight in the past. Paul, I don't think is statically as strong as he has been in the past due to a season pretty much plagued with injury and illness. But we know that if either of these gents get a log press, Scott Mullin, chances of winning this title are very, very slim. Now, I'm surprised Paul Benton's went to the far side log. Maybe he's been told to go there, but it looked like Charlie could clean this one, so I don't know if maybe that was a better log. But this is unusual, folks. These guys are strong guys. I know it's a 300-pound log, but the competition has been fast. It's been heavy. But these guys should be cleaning these and pressing these logs.
In Strongman nowadays, though, 130 log is not that much. You know
135, yeah, but that's what I mean.
You know what I mean? So, like you said, this shouldn't be.
Let's see what Paul does. Now, the irony is, if neither of these guys get a press, everyone records 0 points, which means that the point system will stay the points setup will stay the same. I don't think that'll be the case, so let's see how Paul gets on. Paul's cleaned it.
Straight up to his chest. Here we go. Big lift needed. Knows what he's got to do.
One each. Paul's just going to do 1 rep. If he's got any brains, he'll do 1 rep because second place will sort of look. That's what he's done. Look, that's what he's done.
No, Paul's going to go for the win. He was watching there, Lewis.
Paul's got 2, folks. These logs must be really tough because, as we've said, Lewis has done 6 reps with this kind of weight.
Similar weight, yeah.
Scott's done 3. So Paul's done 2 reps.
Lewis is on 1.
Lewis is on 1 every. No, look, struggling, folks. That's pretty much gifted the title to Paul Benton there, folks. That is pretty much. Paul Benton's done 2 reps, which gives him the 6 points.
He's going for the 3rd.
Which means that I think in theory now he can't be caught. He can't be caught in the stone. So we went from the possibility of a final stone head-to-head battle to it looks like probably that 2 reps for that log there has gave Paul Benton an 80% Paul Benton as well, folks. Remember, he's not at his best. That could see him defend his title. What you need to remember now is, folks, is that Lewis will have got 5 points for that.
Yeah, that takes him from, what was he on, 14? 18 and a half.
14 and a half, 5, 6. It might have been 7. Would they given him 7 for the win because of Lewis, or was it 6? But well, let's work it out. Scott got 6 for his win. He got 5 for second and third. So 6.
Lewis would have got 5 for that, then, like you said.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that means that now unfortunately for Scott Mullin, he's went from 1st place to 3rd. I did say the points could all change, but I didn't expect it to be that much.
Not such a swing, no, aye.
So that means that Scott Mullin now is in 3rd place, 18 points. Paul Benton would have had, what, 17 and a half with 6. That takes him to essentially, what, 22 and a half points? So 23 and a half points.
Yeah, 23.
And then 14 and a half with 6, 20 and a half. Scott Mullin is now up against it to hold on to 2nd place now.
So Scott needs to put in a performance on this.
Yeah, Scott would need to win the stones and Lewis to come 3rd for Scott to just take 2nd place now. And with Paul Benton having...
This is the exciting thing, actually, with Lewis being here, such an unknown.
So technically Lewis is the only person that can catch Paul Benton now, but Paul would need to finish in 4th place in the stones, I believe.
We're going to get a wee update of the full scores in a second.
Yes, folks, just to let you know that as we called it, Scott Mullin is still on 18 points. He can't be caught for 3rd place, so Scott knows, because of Charlie Little and Ronald Young's placings, Scott can't miss out on the podium now with 18 points. But the battle now for the title is Lewis Jack with 20.5 and Paul Benton with 24.5. So it's Paul Benton's title to lose. The only way that Lewis Jack can beat Paul Benton is if Lewis takes 6 points. That will take him to 26.5, and Paul Benton would need to finish in second last place because Paul's got 2 wins.
Second last place, yeah.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Sorry, Paul, that's his first win. So yeah, Paul needs to get third last. Paul needs 3 points because if it goes to count back, it will literally be identical placings.
Yes, I see what you mean, yeah.
So it would be literally identical placings. Let's hope for that just for the sheer drama. Let's hope that just so Marcus has got a nightmare for the scoring. Let's hope that Lewis Jack wins the points, wins the stones, and Paul Benton gets fourth.
Fourth, we need to become fourth, yeah.
No, sorry, fifth.
No, would it not be fourth? Yeah, fifth. Yeah, fifth. Yes.
So we want Paul to come second last in the stones, and Lewis
Third
Jack
last.
to win them. Second last. Six.
Oh yes,
after.
sorry. Oh, sorry, Carol. I got myself.
Leave
I apologise. Leave the numbers.
Just blow up. Get your camera. Get your phone.
I'm away.
I'm away. Right. So, folks, unfortunately, the only way that Paul Benton can be stopped defending his title is if Lewis Jack wins the stones and Paul Benton comes second last.
Well, we questioned his tactics at the start.
We did, but maybe he knew more about his opponents than we did. But it's looking like the title is Paul Benton's to lose, and Scott Mullin can't be caught for. So we know one thing at the moment: the top 3 going to represent Scotland at UK's Strongest Man will be Paul Benton, Lewis Jack, and
Scott Mullin.
Scott Mullin. And the only variable permutation that can be affected, changed, and altered is first and second place. But Gary's the only guy I think the whole venue is taller than you. Just seeing Gary Gardner there. Did Gary just win the Masters, didn't he? Gary just won the Ultimate Strongman Masters, I think the British Masters. So yeah. So it's going to be a straight shootout in the stones between Lewis and Paul. And in typical Paul fashion, Paul will do enough to finish with 3 points. Now, due to the fact that Bren Powers, with the greatest respect, has looked totally out of the contest, and Ronald has bicep injuries,
yes,
Paul Benton could probably get third last with a couple of stones. What's the Cerberus Facebook page saying?
Bit of an analysis by Chris Brody there.
Just to answer Ryan Terriger, Luke Stoltman did hit double figures with 130 in the log at Dumfries, and Luke Stoltman's one of the greatest log pressers in the planet. He's done doubles with 200 kilos, but some of these guys have done 6 and 4 and so on reps with this weight in the past. But Ryan, I think the issue was the underfoot conditions, the weather, and how fatigued they were. Remember, these guys are doing a comp with there's only 3 rounds in each event, so the guys aren't getting as much rest as normal. And they have been heavy events, but you're right, Ryan. That was a bit underperformed by all the athletes. As I say, variables do happen. Scott, I think, is fatigued from the frame carry, the Husafelt stone, and the deadlift. These are 3 big heavy events, guys. Remember that. There's 3 tough events, and those logs, I think, were wet. The guys probably didn't warm up as good as they should have. The weather conditions aren't ideal, so unfortunately, I think everyone underperformed in the log there. As I say, Scott got 3 reps, the same competition you're referring to with Luke Stoltman, and Lewis got 6 reps and he only got 1. So, what other people have done on other logs is fair enough, but you can't really cross-reference it too much because of the variables. But yeah, there was a disappointing number of reps from the athletes, but they all gave it 100%, and that's all you can ask of them, And we know Paul Benton won, and we did see the logs get pressed, so sometimes that's all you can ask for.
It's one of these things where you just say, well, but can you do it on a rainy day in Jedburgh?
Yes, can you do it on a rainy day in Jedburgh? But yeah, so we'll get the stones to go, ladies and gentlemen, and that will wrap up the entertainment for today.
It's a quick comp, huh?
It's been not bad. As I say, it's been a good debut here in Jedburgh. The crowd have been fantastic. It's a packed little stadium. The setup's been great. The athletes have gave it 100%. It's all we can ask for, folks. The weather's a variable we can't control. And unfortunately we lost a few very good athletes that would have maybe perhaps changed some of the variables in scoring due to injury and other issues. Obviously we lost Zaki to world's strongest man, Jason Hasty injury, Ryan Reid to injury, and so on and so on. But it's been, I've thoroughly enjoyed being part of it today. And
Mark's saying there, it's never easy in the rain, always puts you off. That's 100% true, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that Luke Stoltman would have probably banged out reps for fun, because 130 kilo to Luke Stoltman's nothing. The guy can do reps with 200 kilo, and you know, he's one of the best in the world. You know, one of the best in the world.
Indeed, yeah.
So Ryan cross-referencing Luke is fair enough, you know. But as I say, it's not easy. Slippy underfoot, wet logs. Not got a lot of time to recover. Probably the guys didn't warm up as good as they should have either. And yeah, we saw most guys underperforming the event. But again, probably in theory, the permutation of scores wouldn't have changed, because we probably would have said Paul would have won, Lewis second, Scott obviously got third, but joint third was joint zero. So yeah, we probably saw the result we predicted, but just not with the reps. And Sean Logan's right. We'll need to be careful. We should always be careful with stones. There's potential for injury with stones, regardless of whether platform heights or stone weights. Injuries potential is always there.
It's a really tough one on the body stones.
Yeah, and remember, guys, this is going to be tough because it's wet underfoot. To be fair though, I'd rather lift stones in soft grass than concrete under these conditions. At least that way, if you drop a stone on you, you've got a shock absorber rather than a concrete floor. But I don't think, hopefully, fingers crossed, no one will have any injuries. But yeah, the stones are wet, the underfoot, the grass will start sticking to the stones when the tacky's applied.
There's nothing worse than that. That's a nightmare.
So again, choice of tacky, and because the competition's, Scott can't be beaten for third. I don't think Scott cares if he's second or third overall. He was here for the title, so we'll see how much work Scott Mullin puts in. I don't think Scott can technically catch Paul. I think Paul would need to register a zero lift, and Scott would need to. In fact, yeah,
Scott would have to win.
No, I think Paul got 24 and a half.
24 and a half. Right.
Yeah, well, he can't. Scott can't win now. So yeah, we'll see how it plans out. The only man that can technically beat Paul Benton is Lewis, and they'll be going head to head in the last run. So we've got 3 pairings to go. We've got Brennan and Ronald, and then we have. Sorry, I just draw something else drawn to attention.
Just
Brennan
join
and Ronald, and then we've got another pairing will be Charlie Little and Scott, and then the final pairing will be Lewis versus Paul Benton. And you were saying, sorry?
Just saying, we just joined there by Nick Whitecross on the live stream. I was chatting to Nick a few days ago about wrist straps, actually. How you doing, Nick?
Yes. Nick's been on before, and we've got Ewan Massey on as well. Ewan, the 105 promoter, I believe. So yeah, guys, we're just setting up here for the final event, the stones. So we're going to start the stones in 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have them wrapped up in about 15 minutes.
Got the smoke coming out again.
Yep, that's it.
Can't wait.
Also a good friend of ours, Dave Shand. Hopefully Dave's still watching on the live stream.
Big Dave.
He
recently did a powerlifting competition.
Did he?
Yes, but kept it very quiet.
Secret powerlifting competition.
Secret squirrel training.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. PSP himself. Round of applause, please.
think we've got a raffle type of thing on the go now, do we?
Joseph, he's gonna.
But yeah, Dave's as far north as you can go virtually. He's in Wick, isn't he, Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Wick. Yep. My mum stays there. My mum's moved to Port Mahomet now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's all part.
It's all good.
No shit-ins.
On everything, his shoes falling off. Hold on a minute. Joseph, rumble your hand round.
So we're just doing our raffle tickets now from Rick from Parkinson Strength Products. And then we are cracking on with the stones, I believe. This is the final event, isn't it, lads?
Showdown, yes, this is the final event.
Final event of the competition, fifth and final event, the Atlas Stones.
So, talking about stones, what's your tips here for these guys going out and doing these stones? In this weather, how do they pick their tacky?
I was going to ask you, Pete, which tacky you'd use, grade 1 or 2?
If it was me in this weather, I think I'd actually use grade 2 personally.
Yeah, me too.
Because grade 1 would be a little bit too soft, I think, because it's still not that cold. It's not like we're in Iceland.
I actually think, gents, the best tactic, it's not so much what tacky you're going to use, it's how much you put on.
Oh, yeah, I would say just a few dots, smearing. I don't think you need to go.
I think if you put too much on, you're going to end up looking like you're covered in grass, and I don't think more is better in this situation.
Yeah.
I think you want enough just to get your hands a bite on it, and you're just going to have to brute strength the rest of it up.
You'll be doing a lot of your stone training, I presume, without any tacky just now, because you're doing it for the natural
I've not used tacky in years. The natural stones.
Yeah, because you don't use them.
You don't use them. Due to the fact natural stones have usually get edges and they're natural, so they've got more contact. And sometimes they're just not. They're round and they're hard, but you just don't use the tacky. It's just not done. It's not the done thing. But yeah, we'll see how these stones roll. I think I would obviously we want to see a nice battle with Paul and Lewis, and we want to see the five stones lifted.
Can I name one thing?
Getting the mustard gas out. Oh.
Yeah, the stones are straight. This is going to be a tasty one. It's a bit drizzly out here.
Taps off. Stones always taps off.
It taps off on any occasion whatsoever. Just taps off.
Not that we've noticed, you can't.
So
like a wee bit taps off.
You're asking the wrong guy here.
Taps off always.
Taps off handy, but you want it tops off because the t-shirt's just gonna get covered in crap, and it's just gonna slip. Whether or not I put tacky on my chest is another matter. Chalk's completely pointless.
Agreed, yeah.
Chalk, the minute anything damn hits that chalk, it's pointless. These stones could fly up, or they could be really difficult. It just depends on how the stones feel. They've protected the big stones.
I've noticed, yeah.
Yeah, but the other ones have been subjected to a lot of waves.
Okay, so we're going up to 160 today.
Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I know these stones very well. I've lifted them myself, and even though they're 160, they're very, very big, very big.
Yeah.
And I would be confident that guys that are comfortable with a 160, 180 stone would struggle with it. These are difficult stones, these 180s. IMC, All Ireland strongest man for Glen, and some absolute beasts, Sean O'Hagan and Johnny Kelly and that could not lift these stones. The 160s are tough.
Well, Sean just talking about tacky there. He got told not to put it on your hands if it's wet, just put it on your arms.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's what we were saying, wasn't it? Yeah. Just a small amount of it, just enough to get a bite.
A few dabs in your forearms.
Yeah, good tips there from Sean. He knows his stuff.
So I'm just seeing the boys over there heating up their tacky. They've got a few different techniques going on, a few different styles.
Sean, now Bren and Ronald, I beg your pardon. I don't think we're going to get a rough idea of how easy these are going to be, because I think Ronald's got bicep problems, and Ronald's going to have to conquer the fear of doing these with the fact that he detached a pec. So you can see Ronald's so apprehensive. The Bren's got one up. No, and then again again, you can see grip problems for Bren with this second one. To be fair, Bren's technique's crap there. He's not getting down low enough, and he's trying to kind of, he's making hard work of that. He's now taking his arm sleeves off for some reason. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why they were on in the first place, for being honest with you. Yep. It's coming off the floor for Bren, to be fair. But he's just. I don't think he's getting the power to front squat it up. It's just, if you look, he's getting it off the floor, and then that's the hard bit for many, you know, and it's slipping. So
his hands are full of grass already.
That is difficult conditions. But we can see Ronald here sneak. Ronald could sneak ahead here and get a 6. No.
Same scenario.
Yeah. The minute the tacky gets any grass on it, and then the grass on the stones, it's an absolute nightmare. It's a nightmare.
You might actually even be better off trying to go. Oh, he's got it. Has he got it?
Yeah. So 1 stone so far. Brent's technically in the lead with a faster load. Ronald got. I didn't expect much from Ronald due to the fact he's got 2, what would appear to be 2 forearm bicep niggles, and the fear of this event was the event that he detached his pec clean off the bone with. So
I don't know what Free's doing with the camera, but he's having a bit of a.
I wonder, can he hear us? I think he thinks he's holding it still. He's now got it on his shoulder.
Yeah, our cameraman's not doing a great job of this.
You've been in many of the shows for Ultimate Strongman, Bren. I'd love to see you plenty more. Give him a big round of applause. A real legend.
Perhaps a word in his ear. Big man. So we wouldn't want to miss the action in the last ones here.
To be fair, that's actually, if I was Scott Mullin and Paul Benton, I'd be happy about that performance, because it means that the bigger stones, the money stones in this situation, haven't been touched yet, which is good. I don't know how good Charlie Little is with the stones. Scott's good with the stones, but then Scott's been so up and down today. He hit a blinder of a deadlift, shocking log. Frame carry's normally good for him, and he was not very good at that. And then his Husafelt stone, which I was worried about, was actually pretty good.
Yes.
So Scott's been.
There's a lady in the audience kind of enjoying this.
Big Scott came out, taps off, and some of the menopausal ladies get a bit flustered. It's normally my market. Scott will be absolutely devastated. I know he was here for one purpose and one purpose only, to win this comp, and that log press took him from first place to 3rd, and he'll be absolutely gutted. But all he can do now, folks, is go out and smoke his stones and try and get 2nd place, and maybe only finish a few points behind Paul Benton, so he can tell everybody it was a closer battle than what it is. But yeah, we'll see. So now we have Charlie Little versus Scott Mullin, and Scott's built brilliantly for stones. Big tall guys, about 6'4", big long arms. He's got a good strong back, big arm length, and he can move between these stones as well. So hopefully they're going to take the cover off the last stone before Scott gets there. Tell you what, Charlie Little's doing not bad. He's hanging with Scott. They're both going for the 3 stone. It's neck and neck, folks. Scott's just ahead. Fair play to Charlie Little, guys. Fair play. He's still hanging stone for stone with Scott getting into the 4th stone. Fair play to him.
Covers are off the bigger ones.
Covers have been taken off. Charlie's in the lead. Charlie's got a stone to the lap. Oh, Scott's struggling here.
Oh no! Come on, Scott. Oh,
Scott's not himself today, folks. Scott's gassed, really gassed. I don't know what's happened. that Husafeld stone and that took it out of him, but he's not himself today. And, that should have been a comfortable stone for Scott.
You just don't know. I mean, coming down with the flu, it just saps you.
Yeah. Is it the flu? Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a potential opinion.
Dr. Carl over there telling us.
Sports doctor.
Come on, Scott. I really like to see this from Scott, actually.
I don't. It doesn't actually change any variables, but just for his sheer pride. But yeah, Scott, 3 stones for Scott. Scott's not been at his best today. Whatever reason it is, I can assure you that Scott's a better strongman than he showed today. Should have got a few reps with that log. Should have probably won the Husafeld stone. Done great in the deadlift. That was his one kind of positive today. And then that's not a normal stone run for Scott Mullin. But he's finished third, folks. He's finished third. He's qualified for UK's strongest man, and I'm sure that'll be good consolation for him. You know?
Yes. So I'm just getting a wee question here about top 3 again.
Yes, Shelby, how you doing? The top 3 going into stones was Scott Mullin had 18 points, Lewis had 20.5, and Paul Benton's got 24.5.
24.5. Yeah.
So Scott and Will finish in third place now regardless. It's a 2-horse race between Lewis and Paul Benton. Paul Benton will need to finish in second last place in the stones to be defeated, which means that if he lifts essentially 2 stones, well, to make it easy, if he lifts 3 stones, he's won the title.
So it's been amazing, Scotland. You have been amazing, no doubt about that.
I think we're going to just get the camera situation sorted out.
There's more and more to come from you.
What are you doing, man? Your camera work is shit. Are you drunk or something? Why don't you put the camera in a tripod, man? Your angles are shit.
It's a very accurate Callum impression there.
Spot on. I thought it was
that's exactly his managing style and everything.
Get your act together, cameraman. There we go. Back on the tripod you go, man. It's not the FIFA World Cup, man. So this is it, folks. This is our final.
I'm excited to see what Lewis can do, actually. Do you know that?
Yeah, well, let's hope that Lewis wins the stones and Paul Benton comes second last, and then it has to go down to count back, and I think they'll have identical placings, so which will then mean it'll be like a sudden death head-to-head.
Front hold or arm wrestle. I don't think they do that anymore, though.
Claymores to the death.
Claymores to the death.
Why don't, with Paul Benton, we should probably do a sass off, like a kind of dance off kind of thing, and see who's got the most arrogant stare. But I tell you what, folks, give him his due. Love him or hate him. Paul's came here with tactics, and it looks like they've paid off.
Yeah.
We wondered why he dropped his stone at third place. We wondered if he had the title in him with that deadlift. But yeah, he's unless he's something really bad here is going to happen in the stones, Paul Benton's going to defend his title here.
So I can see Paul's actually using our tacky. I think he's gone for the heavy one, the hardest one that we have. So we'll see how that fares up.
Well, we do know, folks, that in order for any variation in Paul winning the competition, we need to see Lewis load all 6 and Paul to get 1 stone, I think.
One stone. But like you said, it's a big ask to load all 6 of these stones in these conditions and those particular stones.
There could also be a situation where Scott Mullin could sneak into second, but it's not looking feasible. I think Lewis would have to get 0 stones.
Singing there, karaoke.
Glenn Ross singing "We Will Rock You" is quite possibly the highlight of my sonic life, my audible existence. Did you ever see the movie Jaws? Remember when the guy scratches the blackboard? That was nicer.
Right, here we go, the final pairing.
Right, folks, this is it. This is the final bit of action here for this competition, this fantastic afternoon in Jedburgh.
Lewis Jack.
We've got Lewis Jack, who's done really well. He's done good, Lewis Jack. Fair play to the
Yeah, he's certainly been like the wild card today. We didn't really expect.
Versus Paul, Bad Boy Benton. If you notice, Paul has kept his t-shirt on for this.
Yes.
So maybe Paul's thinking the t-shirt will cause some absorption
from the water.
We'll
see. Here we go.
Right, folks, let's see if Paul's going to take the title, well, defend his title.
Easy first stone from both of them. Easy second stone from both of them.
So that means that we now know that Paul Benton can't be beaten.
Now.
Will he finish strong here and get all the stones up? This is a stone that evaded Charlie Little and Scott Mullin. Oof. They are wet stones.
Oh, here we go.
He's loaded that. Is he going to even attempt the 160?
Let me see.
Has he done enough to retain Lewis Jack? This could be a runner-up spot if he can do it. Come on! Lewis Jack.
Paul's taking his time. He's going to make sure he's tacky, he's perfect. Now this stone shouldn't be too wet. It's been covered up for the whole duration of this competition, so he could actually get this easier than the previous stone. I believe Paul Benton has ripped his t-shirt open, and I hope hoping like capacity. Is Paul Benton a real American?
Here we go now.
Nope.
Lewis Jack.
Can Lewis load the stone that Scott Mullin was unable to do? No.
Great effort though.
So ladies and gentlemen, we know that our top three for UK Strongest Man will be Scott Mullin, Lewis Jack and Paul Benton. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2019 UKSA Scotland's Strongest Man is the defending champion, Paul Benton. Congratulations, Paul.
Great work.
Well,
all tactics worked?
Yes, his tactics work. He's not his best shape, you can see. He's been bigger, he's been more statically stronger looking. But he's done enough to win the competition, and essentially that's all you need to do.
This is at the end of July, and folks, I'll just let you know now, we've already sold 5,000 tickets for it. It was 10,000 last year. It's really selling quite a lot. And listen, you think these are going to come and support the Scottish warrior that is Lewis Jack?
So Glenn is now introducing the athletes to the crowd and letting them give their overview of their performance today, and are they looking forward to the UK's Strongest Man in a couple, I believe it's usually August, isn't it? August?
Yes.
So they've got enough time to train for it. Scott Mullin, I'm looking at Scott over in the tent out with the arena, and I don't want to take anything away from Lewis Jack, his fabulous debut in this competition, but Scott Mullin came here to win, and Scott Mullin will be driving back to Coatbridge. A very, very disappointed man, gents, a very disappointed man.
Listen, you represent Scotland, a usual Celtic warrior. Let's hear it for Lewis Jack.
Well, like you said, the turning point was one rep in the log.
Yep.
That was it, literally one repetition turned the whole thing.
Yes.
Can't confirm the scores yet, obviously.
Scott's had a strange day today. Strange day.
Awesome.
But this is what happens in the sport.
Wish I could have put that last one up for you, but a little bit wet today, so we'll get it next time. It's in UK's, so can pump out then.
Gonna pump it out there. Listen, you say UK Strongest Man, you've obviously made it to UK's. What does that mean to you?
This will be fourth time back at UK's. I've made it to the final every time, 8th, 4th and 5th. I'm going for a podium. Pat Dwyer, watch yourself, my man.
Paul Benton's just told the crowd that he's coming for a podium place at UK's, and he's just told the defending champion, Pat Dwyer, he better watch himself. It's not like Paul Benton to say any trash talking. It's unusual for Paul. But of course, it's all for the crowd. It's all good banter. Pat, I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over that statement. But yes, we wish Paul all the best in the final. We'd love to see him make a podium for Scotland.
Indeed.
And I hope the three athletes that that have qualified do great. Listen, gents, here's something that we've not talked about as well. Now, there'll be a reserve for this competition from the Scots, and that, by the looks, it will be a novice champion who's just made his debut.
Wow, okay,
at this
yes,
level.
fair point.
Charlie Little will be the reserve for the Scotland team. What an honour! What, you know, if you'd have told this novice, this smallest man on the field, listen, that you potentially could be going to UK's strongest man, you know, I'm sure he'll be ecstatic, and his dad will be really proud as well. His dad qualified for UK's strongest man one year in, I think it was 2005. His dad did UK's strongest man, so that'd be great to see your father and son compete in such a great competition. Sean Logan has shown his appreciation for Paul Benton's athletic physique. He's conditioned in a toned body. To be fair to Paul, he has had a year plagued with injury and personal problems, but he's never been that good looking in the first place, let's be honest about it. He's nae Marius, but regardless of that, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Benton is the champion for 2 years in a row, and he won it today with, I would say, not always his arsenal fully sharpened.
No, I agree with what you're saying, yeah. But he did play a smart game.
Yeah,
and he kept his nerve. He didn't get himself, you know.
You can't take it away from him. He played tactics, and they paid off. And he won this competition comfortable. It was pretty much won with an event to spare. Mostly probably due to mistakes from his opponents. But yeah, you can't take it away from him. He came here today to Jedburgh, he defended his title, and we got a UK strongest man to represent Scotland, and that's a good day at the office for Mr. Paul Benton.
Well, excellent show.
Yep, great crowd, great MC.
Even the weather reasonably cooperated.
Weather cooperated.
Yeah, I think there were 5 good events.
It could have been a lot worse.
5 good events. Some of the performances underperformed today. I think that was a variation of weather, shorter periods of break between time, and there wasn't the lower amount of guys involved affected the guys' recovery. So I think personally that, take the variables into the situation, I think that would have been the same podium 9 times out of 10. You know.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Paul. I feel sorry for Scott. Scott underperformed today, but I'm very pleased for Lewis. I'm very pleased for Lewis. I thought he conducted himself very well today, and he looks like he could be a very good strongman for Scotland in the future.
Yeah, welcome, boys.
Hi, Mark.
Well done. Yeah, great commentary today. Everyone's saying what great commentary it is. It's been from you guys and everyone here at Cerberus.
Mostly me.
Mostly you, Andy, I must say. Do you know what?
Well, it was great commentary, but there was one guy no one could understand, you see, so...
Was it probably me? No, I normally come with subtitles. But do you know what? We've come to Jedburgh here, and wow, I keep going on about the crowd. I mean, it's been a performance from the athletes, and I totally agree with everything you just said, actually. I do feel sorry for Scott Milne. Yeah. Scott Milne is a real character, and he's classy, and he sort of deserves to be at UK strongest man, but I mean, Lewis, as you say, he's been consistent throughout, Lewis, isn't he? And as you say, conducted himself well.
He's not put a foot wrong. Obviously, he'll feel that he perhaps should have done more in the log. He's done a similar competition just recently and banged out a half a dozen reps for that weight, but the log was difficult for everyone. Scott's good for 3 or 4 with that weight. He didn't get one. Paul played a tactic. He hit the 1 rep, which he knew he was going to get enough points, and then banged out a second one for the win. So it was tough events, not a lot of rest between the events, tough conditions, but the toughest guy today was Paul Benton. That's it. Can't take it away from him.
You can't take it away from him, and he loves it. He thrives on it. He really does. And do you know what? You can actually get the wrong impression of Paul sometimes. I like to say this quickly. He'll call it, and he's almost a little bit Eddie Hall like. He'll tell you he's gonna win it, and sometimes that can get people's back up. but he doesn't. He just believes that in himself. You know, he's got a lot of self-belief. But he's he's a massive advocate for strongman, and he's great to the other competitors as well. He's not arrogant in any way, is what I'm trying to put across.
Listen, Paul's Marmite. You either love him or you loathe him.
Yeah.
Paul talks a good game. A lot of the times he backs it up though. Some people like a humble strongman, someone that's humble, modest, and conducts himself very professionally and very sportsmanlike. But this is an entertainment show, and you need the bad boys.
And that's his name, Bad Boy Benton.
You need the trash talk, and you need people that are going to say stuff that makes the crowd go, ooh.
Yeah.
And if it would be a pretty boring competition if everybody came out and went, I performed quite well, but the other guys were great. You know, I'm all for being humble and sportsmanlike. And Paul has been an arrogant shit in the past, and I felt there was a lot more humility to him today. He applauded Scott when he won the deadlift, shook his hand. So I think that's a maturity from Paul. I think Paul's learned from his mistakes.
Yeah.
As a person, not as an athlete, and I think he's getting the balance right between trash talking and being likeable.
I found that today with him as well. I totally agree, and to be honest with you,
that comes. But he's a champion today, and I hope that he performs particularly well at UK's for Scotland.
He's talking up a podium, and do you know what? I just said to the crowd over there as well. I really hope Scotland come down and get your tickets on ultimatestrongman.tv, because we want an army from Scotland to come down. I want them to bring their flags, Andy. They're so loud. I think they will bring so much. This is not just the athletes. This is the supporters as well. They will bring so much to the party in St Albans at the end of July. I'll tell you that now. And if they come down in their droves, people, the Scotland, the Scottish fans, I'll tell you what. You might well see a Scotsman on the podium at UK's.
I don't, personally speaking, and I don't mean to say it negative, I don't think Paul's in shape to make podium at the moment, but he's got time to get in shape. Got time. He's got the best part of 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
He's got time to sharpen his sword. I don't think, looking at his performance today, that he's podium, but like we said, he's got time to sharpen his sword, and fingers crossed we get a good performance from all three of the Scotsmen. What I was saying before you come over, Martin, is how nice is it that the event promoter, his son Charlie Little, looks like he's going to be reserve place.
Yeah, that's going to be superb.
That's great.
And he looks a contender. He was game throughout. He
didn't put a foot wrong today.
No, he didn't.
Put a foot wrong. He didn't embarrass himself. He hung with them all. He was close to a press rat log, and he basically hung in there. I don't think that he's a finished article yet, but he's work in progress.
No, he's
and sometimes getting flung in the deep end brings the best out of people,
Yes, it does. Listen, I'm going to have to go back over there and do my bit.
Martin, thanks for joining us.
If I go before I see you, safe journey home.
And you, safe journey as well. I'm going back tomorrow, so I've got a night in beautiful Scotland. I've got another night here, so
enjoy.
I'm going to enjoy it. And listen, I just want to say thank you. Just while I'm here, to anyone we've met or anyone we've come across, thanks for the hospitality up here, because it's been absolutely super. Scottish hospitality, second to none. Thank you very much, and thanks for all you guys at Cerberus. Thank you.
No worries.
See you soon, buddy.
Thanks,
See
Martin.
you soon. Bye, Martin. Don't go changing to try and please me.
That's what I like to see. I like to see the young fans, the kids, getting involved, enjoying the show. Yeah, these are the future stars of Strongman, potentially.
Yes. The kids, that's what it's all about. The kids want to see these giants do feats of strength that seem superhuman, and it's a good day out for the kids. The weather's been difficult, but the fact of being under a stadium hasn't probably affected anything from the spectators, and they've been great today. This is my first time in Jedburgh. I've never been down this neck of the woods. I'm well travelled in Scotland, but the crowd have been fabulous here. They've been fabulous, and they've put on a good show. The guys have put on a good show. Good choice of venue. Stadium's been good. It's been packed. It's been loud. The athletes were good. Done the best they could. We saw some world class lifts, and we now know which three athletes are going to UK's Strongest Man to represent Scotland.
I think we were spoiled. I was at the UKSA England and Wales, the strongest man, and it was just beautiful weather all weekend.
Yes.
Of course, typical in Scotland, it never disappoints, does it?
It was gorgeous. I was working for Glen in Ireland while Stu's were down there, and I get sunburnt in Ireland. It was a beautiful weekend. But you know what? Listen, it's a man's sport, and a bit of rain's not going to affect anything. It's the same weather for everyone. If the stones are wet, the stones are wet. Your skin's waterproof, so sometimes you just got to shut up, man up, and lift.
Yeah.
And yes, we'd all love perfect weather conditions, but you know the gods aren't that kind, and I don't think the weather took anything away from the competition today. It made the log more difficult, it made the stones more difficult, but it was more difficult for everyone, not anyone in particular.
Yeah, I've seen a few guys try and use the weather excuse, and it's a very poor excuse, to be honest.
There's just so you know, folks, that's Charlie Little being told that he's reserve for UK's strongest man, which is an incredible thing for essentially a novice, and he's also just been given an axe, which I believe is for the Warrior Trophy for the most gutsy performance of the day. So, a young boy.
He's delighted with himself. Well done.
Yeah, we chuffed the bits. And his dad watching him. His dad was so proud of him. His dad was a good strongman back in his day. He started strongman quite late in his life. I think it was in his 40s when he started. But Billy's a gent. Competed against Billy a few times. Started my career at the end of his, and I know Billy will be so ecstatic for his boy. Yeah, we've covered up Paul Benton. That's a good thing. Keep it PC. PG rated.
I don't know if this live stream's been PC, Andy.
I think we've teetered on some non-PC moments, but I don't think we crossed the line, gents.
No.
I don't think we crossed. I think the most outrageous comment was the Chipolata one.
And that actually came from Callum.
Wait, is that still cutting you deep?
Well, allegedly, nothing's deep with a Chipolata. But yes. Big Paul, I look at him, look at his big happy face. Such a humble, modest, happy, easy-going kind of guy. Watch his wee face light up when he gets next. Watch his wee face. Still didn't get a smile at him. Miserable bastard. Honestly, what a miserable bastard. Nah, we're joking. We love you, Paul. Well done. Done fantastic.
Yeah,
again,
fantastic performance.
He's won today 80%. Honestly, he's not at his full strength, not full size. He's been plagued with injuries, and he's beat a good lineup today, and he done it comfortably. Let's not lie about it. He done it comfortably, and he done it. He didn't just do it with strength. He done it with tactics as well. He done it with tactics. So well done, Paul Benton. What a beautiful trophy as well. Looks like a Finn McCool trophy. One of Glenn's choice of trophies, and it's a belter. So yeah, this is the bit where everybody drives home in mixed emotions. Gents, Scott Mullin will be gutted, Lewis will be ecstatic, Charlie Little will be ecstatic, Paul Benton will be chuffed to bits, and guys like Ronald will be wondering where he goes from here, you know. So
bit of R&R, I think, for Ronald.
Yes.
I think Ronald needs some time away from competition. I think Ronald needs some time to get rid of all his niggles and to build some good size and static power before he comes back to strongman. I think Ronald's body's just never getting enough time to recover, and he's doing too many comps, and he's got great potential, but he needs to just try a new tactic, because he's going to end up beat up and retired if he doesn't back off a bit.
And if everybody else would, in a full fashion, work your way out, that'll be wonderful. Listen, folks, I hope to see you again. Be the one is back here in Jedburgh. Good stuff.
So does that conclude our live link, gents?
I believe it does. Anyway, thank you very much, Andy, for joining us today on the...
Pleasure working with you, gents. Pleasure working with you.
Been fun.
It's good. I don't have any trouble admitting this is probably the best live link so far. I don't have any
Why is that, Andy?
I don't have any problems admitting
No,
that had the significant reason, the variable for that. But yeah, it was a pleasure working with you gents. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and maybe we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, hopefully, Andy. Yeah, definitely.
On official Strongman Facebook and Instagram. Alright.
Right, folks, that concludes the end of the Cerberus live stream for the UKSA Scotland's Strongest Man 2019. If you enjoyed our live stream, please like and comment, do all that social media stuff. If you'd like to share it, that also help. We're trying to promote Strongman worldwide as much as possible to enable us to do more of these live streams.
And this will be available later next week on our YouTube to watch again.
Yeah, we'll just be kind of the beginning and end of this, and we'll upload to YouTube in full HD, so you can
listen to Andy's dulcet tones again if you wish.
Yes.
Don't blame me.
But anyway, folks, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you at the next stream. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye. Stay.